A long, long time ago. This is a story about baby Mario and Yoshi. A stork hurries across the dusky pre-dawn sky. In his bill, he supports a pair of twins. Suddenly, a shadow appears in a gap between the clouds and races towards the stork with blinding speed. Screech! The babies are mine! Wow! Snatching not only one baby, the creature vanishes into the darkness from whence it came. The second baby falls undetected towards the open sea. Oh no! Meanwhile, here is Yoshi's Island, home to all Yoshis. It's a lovely day, and Yoshi is taking a walk. Huh? Suddenly, a baby drops in onto his back. The baby seems to be fine. This is very fortunate. What? Something else fell with the baby. Let's take a peek. It looks like a map. Maybe the stork was using it. But Yoshi's can't figure it out. Yoshi decides to talk to his friends. Kamek, the evil Magic Koopa and kidnapper of the baby, quickly dispatches his toadies. When he discovers that he missed the other baby. Yoshi heads leisurely back to the other Yoshis, unaware of the danger at hand. Kamek's forces are actively searching the island. Will these two children ever reach their parents safely? Hello everyone and welcome back to my playthrough of Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. Yep, we're starting off the Yoshi series with this one, just because it's literally one of the very first long play Yoshi games, and I hear this is some of people's most favorite Yoshi games of all time. This paradise is Yoshi's Island, where all the Yoshis live. They are all in an uproar over the baby that fell from the sky. Wait, the baby seems to know where he wants to go. The bond between the twins informs each of them where the other one is. The Yoshis decide to carry the baby to his destination via a relay system. Now begins a new adventure for the Yoshis and baby Mario. Yep, and that's the whole story of this game. Seems like Kamek was trying to stop the birth of the two heroes, Mario and Luigi, but luckily fails, and now the kind Yoshis of the island decide to all work together to bring baby Mario back in. Now this game is a little bit weird from your traditional platformers, because as you see from this little title card here, the whole thing about it is making sure baby Mario does not get captured. Now there's a time limit on that, and it can get extended. And if you max out that time limit without baby Mario ever getting captured, then that means you get bonus points at the end of the level. And now this is also going to be a 100% playthrough. just because I like this platformer a lot. So I'm deciding to 100% it. And I'm going in relatively blind. I had thought about using a guide for this one, but since it's just a platformer and all of it's just a pretty small area for everything, I decided not to. So, yep, everything I'm going to be doing is pretty much blind. And, yep, I hope you guys enjoy. And let's kick off this adventure. And I just want to start off like saying, Yoshi controls really weirdly in this game. Like super weirdly. Like he just carries so much momentum with him. His flutter jump is just an unnecessary tool. It really just feels like if you just hold down the button way too long, you could be doing stuff. Ugh. It's just a really annoyance. And right away we're compared to this pleasant little song. And I swear to God, like a lot of YouTubers use this song in a lot of different games. Like I feel like after playing through the whole game, I feel like every single good Yoshi song is only from this game. I feel like no one else uses any other Yoshi songs except for the ones in this game. Which is kind of concerning for me, considering this is the first game of the Yoshi timeline I'm going to be doing. And seeing and that just gives me a bit despair going forward to maybe we won't get any good soundtracks for the rest of this series. So let's just enjoy it as we can as we go through this level. Now this level is relatively easy, no big obstacles here. Just trying to get used to Yoshi's movement, gulping eggs, swallowing enemies, all that good stuff. And oh yeah, that's another big thing about this game that kind of drove me away from 100%ing it on my free time, is those red coins right there. Because in this game, in order to 100% the whole thing, you need to be collecting, you need to keep track of 3 very important things. 1, red coins. They're mixed in with the regular coins, except they're special for some reason. And sometimes they may be held by those stupid little fly guys. And if you don't kill them in time, they can just fly away, preventing you for 100% completion. Trust me, I got tons of annoyance about that. The second thing you want to look out for are the big flowers up there. Once you collect a big flower, it's a massive leap in points, so make sure you grab all of them. They're like the star coins in other Mario games, except there's 5 of them in each level. And another thing to keep track of is that Mario timer. Because I believe you need to make sure you have 20 of those star points in order to progress. And we make it to World 1-2 now. Watch out for chomps. Oh, watch out below. Yep, and this is one of my favorite levels just very visually, just because of that chain chomp stuff in the background. And as I say, Curiosity killed a bear, and I really wanted to know if going down the same hole as the chain chomps would get me anything. And no, they're all just death traps. Because, you know, my mindset, why wouldn't the chain chomps be going there just to attack you? What if there was actually something hidden there? But no, it's not. Yeah, I'm just filled with that curiosity. You know, especially in these platformers where you feel like a lot of times death traps should kill you, but a lot of times it's just actually a secret passage to a different level. I know Donkey Kong does that a lot, Mario does that a lot. What are they doing in this game too? Curiosity. But that's pretty much short. That favorite part of my level is very short-lived, because now we go into the most annoying part of this level. Is how much you have to stop and start whenever you enter and leave these hidden passageways. It gets to a point where it just gets so annoying, especially when you're trying to collect everything. Especially if you fail this really weird, I would say, part of the game, is this Yoshi helicopter thing over here. Yep, Yoshi in this game, he just kind of like transforms. And this does not control well at all. Like, not even remotely. And it's on such a short time limit, you have to make sure you find others of that area. But when you're trying to explore and find everything, it gets a bit tedious. Luckily, when enemies hit you, they don't kill you into it. They just knock you down a bit. So, again, take that all in. And do not hit this Yoshi block until you're certain you collected everything. Because I accidentally hit it too fast, and now I don't know if I got everything. Yep, there it is. See? I hit it too fast, and I almost missed that flower up there. So, oh, and look, there's a hidden passageway over there. Alright, now we got another goal to get to. Again, this wouldn't be so bad if it weren't for the constant starting and stops of this machine. But hey, what can you do? We're all a bunch of gamers, we have to live with these bad game designs. Anyway, just come over here real quick to also fly up here to get these 2 hidden red coins. We're pretty well hidden. And then we go back to the gimmick of the level, the chain chomps. And he just kind of died off screen, so nothing happens. Make due diligence, make sure you got everything. And then jump into the goal. And look, our first bonus game. I can show these off. Now what these ones do, there's like a pool of like 7 or 8 of them. And they're all kind of random what they do. This one's just scratch-offs. Get 3 chances to scratch something off. Hopefully you get some 1-ups, but I got nothing. You know, I'm actually curious. Can I scum this? Let's find out. It's that one, and that one. Okay, yeah, so it's consistent. So you can easily cheese this on a Switch emulator. That's good to know. That's very good to know. And I will point that out because there's actually some very interesting things that I found out while save scumming during these minigames. I will show you it a little bit. Alright, and right away, if you want to gain some extra health right here, or an extra 1-up right off the bat, kill this piranha plant, jump in this little corner right here for a hidden 1-up block. Alright, and this level, they teaches you about ground pounding. And what they want to do is start ground pounding these stakes. Now, this may seem tedious, unnecessary. However, this actually becomes very, very important later on to 100%ing. I'm not joking, so make sure you ground pound those things as much as you can. And that's where these little assholes came from. I always wonder why that one Shy Guy design in Paper Mario, the original one, looks so weird. And I see why. It actually originated from this game. That's a cool little reference. I love that little cave Shy Guy with the little lantern. Oh, that's like such a good one. Right. And if you come over here, you'll see this little hut right over here. What you want to do with this hut is go find the key for it, which should be a little bit upwards. And I'm just doing my due diligence, and look right there. See, a red coin was hidden underneath those pillars right there. This is what I mean by due diligence. And with that key unlocked, we can go open up that little hut, and we get to play another little bonus games. This one is just pop the balloons, just enter a sequence, and I didn't get this the first time, just because I was confused of what was going on. But your main objective is to just make sure you hand it to him right as it's about to pop. You could try to skate scum it so you can make sure he gets it, because I'm pretty sure it's very hard otherwise. And not only that, it just feels completely random sometimes when it detonates. But with all that done in that area, just continue on forward. Make sure you hit this little block for your next petal or flower points, I should say, or flower power. Flower power. It's just a flower. Grab your flower. Ground pound this stake. You see this little button right here. Press it, and it reveals a hidden passageway. Now, I have tried to get into that passageway without pushing the button. Fortunately, you do need to push the button. And luckily, there's just a little bonus room with no red coins, so feel free to just grab the money and leave. Alright, make your way up there for your red coins and the little flower. And after that little bit, you should have every single flower and red coin at that point. So if you go past that and you don't, you're missing something somewhere. But with that, just make it to the goal. And with that, we move on to 1-4 after all that, to Bert the Bashful's Fortress. Yep, and that's one interesting thing they put in this game, is that every 4 levels is a boss fight. Yep, so there's a midway boss and there's a regular boss. Very innovative. And right off the bat, they try to kill you by squishing you with the background. Again, so rude of them. And right away, we meet one of the very first Bert the Bashful's little buddies, or I think they're just called Berts. Yeah, I think these guys are just called Berts. And the only way to really kill them is by egging them. But before you do that, there's a little secret up there on the very top, so make sure you grab that. And here in this one, you can actually just skip this whole little platforming section. However, if you do, you'll miss some red coins, so I'll just do it backwards real quick, and then go through the secret area again. Alright, and the only thing you really want to be careful about in this level is that this lava is an insta-kill, so make sure you don't touch it at all. So that's the one thing to be very careful of in this level. Oh yeah, and just go down for this pipe so you can 100% clear off everything. You'll find this little room filled with tons of treasure. And I think you see yourself just a little reference to, I think it's Super Mario Bros. 2. Or Super Mario Bros. USA, depending on where you're from. And you'll see some hotheads down there. And with that, just come over here, make sure you don't take major damage from this bubble guy. Knock over down this plant for some reason. And then you'll find yourself a nice little key. Yep, the key's hidden in the pot. And now you'll see there's 2 doors here. The red one will lead you straight to the boss, so make sure you don't hit that one yet. However, the other one, the blue one, leads to a little challenge room where you feast a whole bunch of piranhas. Clear them out to reward yourself with a nice little sun. And that should be the last sun you should collect. So you should have everything up to this point. So just keep entering and closing the doors, just so you can respawn the birds to really fill out your meter. Then head into the door to face Bert the Bashful. And as we enter, Kamek comes in. Yep, and Kamek shows up to give his little spiel. So you're still on the baby side, Yoshi baby? Then get a load of this! And Kamek sprinkles his little magic, and Bert the Bashful just gets really big. And right away I took damage, and that's something you don't want to do. Yep, because once you're in this boss battle, there's no way for you to get more star points or even use items to refill them. So you pretty much have to do all these pretty much perfect runs. And since I didn't feel like doing the whole level again, I'm just going to rewind real quick. And luckily they give you this little pot right here, so it's super easy not to actually get hit. But hey, when you're playing blind, you'll make dumb mistakes the very first time. And sometimes you just wanted to go faster and you get greedy, so you have to rewind again. Alright, that we just strip Bert again, and with that, the level is 100% done. You killed Bert, and we're on to 1-5. Hop Hop Donut Lifts. And we're introduced to our first auto-scroller. And I don't know about auto-scrolling. It's not my favorite thing, but it's also not as bad as I think everyone makes them out to be. I think they're only bad in like Mario Maker, just because it feels like they could do so much more than just physically force you through all that stuff. The only thing to make note of in here is just to make sure you get those fly guys when you first spot them. Like I said, the fly guys can fly away, and thus ruining your chance to 100% the level, if they hold the red coin. But yeah, this level is super simple, just go throughout it, make sure you don't get hit. Hit all these little wonder clouds as you can, so you can max out your time with Baby Mario, and you should be good. And the last star coin is literally at the end of the level, so. Like I said, not that bad. It's just an auto-scroller. And with that, we're next with our next bonus game, where pretty much you just get as much items as you can, and until you hit a Kamek. And honestly, it's without the save scumming, I don't know how people did that regularly. It's very luck dependent, so it's really hard to say. But luckily, we got some items now we can use at our disposal. And these items will definitely help alleviate some of the process. Alright, just come over to this, in the next world, just come out of this warp pad, jump all the way up to find yourself a hidden 1-up at the very end. And at the very top, they give you a nice little egg tutorial about what all these eggs do. And definitely keep track on the flashing eggs, because those ones contain a hidden red coin to 100% the game. But with that, we continue with Shy Guys on stilts in the cave. And this goes to another one of the main features of these of the patterns that these go through. That there's a lot of like really dark levels. It's just so hard to see things and just get really, really annoying real fast. Luckily, we didn't have to be in that underground area for too long. Just come up here, grab pound this stake to get some flowers and some coins. And hit this little switch right here to act this little button right over here. Secret switch is going to be underneath there. And like I said, make sure you do it during the timer, because if you try to do it after, it will not work. Which I find just some of the stupidest thing ever. And this little button right here, it tells you a little tank tutorial, where your Yoshi becomes a little mole. And this one just controls super weirdly. Luckily there's only 2 coins in there, and once you make it to the end, you can literally just go in a different direction. And luckily you can also just cheese it by coming over here, grabbing an egg, and just throwing all over the place. But with all that collected, just head on up, grab on those little stakes to collect that flower. Make sure you grab the flower above the Shy Guys, and you should be fine for the rest of the level until this part. Where I actually lied, there is more of this level, and it tells you how to do a trick shot in order to grab this little flower up here. And with that, we take a quick glance here. I'm missing 2 coins somewhere, so hopefully the level isn't about the end. Oh no, they were literally just right above me. Alright, so up until this point, you should have all the spark coins, and the end of the level is right there. And with that, that's another 100% in the books. And you know what? I'll keep it. That's good enough. Look at the draw. Alright, we next to the next level, Touch Fuzzy, Get Dizzy. And this is like one of the weird aspects that Nintendo started doing in these games around this area. Because I know Wario did this too. Is that at a certain point during the level, Yoshi just gets kind of high and or drunk implications. Luckily you can destroy these things with eggs, but just so much better just trying to avoid them at all costs. And not even risk anything with them. Because it really does feel like Yoshi is very hard to control, and he does move on his own a little bit during all that stuff. But luckily once you get to a certain part, they literally stop spawning, and then you can rush right back over there. And try not to get ambushed by this asshole right here, because that could mean the difference between you and your run. Now unfortunately this is where I did get stuck the first time, just because like how the hell was I supposed to know that this log in particular right here is something I need to ground pound multiple times in order for something to happen. Because I looked for these four red coins for a really long time until I realized this is what you're supposed to do. I'm fine when admitting defeat, but Jesus Christ, how was I supposed to know that, you know? That's one of the things that makes blindly playing through a game super difficult. Is when the games start doing some weird ass bullshit like that. Yeah, alright, that's enough ranting about this one. Let's just move on to the next area, which is the final world's boss. Salvo the Slime's Castle. Yep, right away we get into our next little boss area. And the one to defeat him this time is going to be Dark Blue Yoshi. So nice. Alright, and so far the only difficult thing to do at this point, well, I made it more difficult, it's literally shoot an egg while jumping. And you start seeing a whole bunch of new enemies over here. You start seeing these weird ghost platform guys. He'll just deliver you over there. Just make sure you go through there to the left first so you can collect all the stuff there. Then go over to the right to not only get the flower, but also a nice checkpoint, so everything's saved at that point. And this is like literally the most unique part of the level, because I don't think this is like ever repeated in another level. Like, there's these switches that Yoshi can hit to literally switch on and off platforms. Like, I'm trying to remember, but I don't think this is kind of repeated. If it is, it's probably in a forgettable level. But yeah, just keep on going over there. Then just push this pod over to grab yourself another key, so you can move on. And then we'll make it into this little rock thing, and depending on where it's pointing is the direction you'll move. And this is super unique. The only thing is, I wish it was in a better game where Yoshi or where a character is easily controlled a lot better. But with that out of the way, we move on to the boss room over here, and Kamek gives his little spiel once again. Hey there, cute little Yoshi. Does Baby Mario want to go to Bowser's castle? I'll take him there in a hurry. Yep, and we meet our next boss over here, Mr. Slavo the Slime. He is a very easy boss, only if you literally know about him and that you don't get one-shot him by going over him and knocked into the fire pit right away. Like, Jesus Christ, that must have been like a grand speed run on dying to him. Jesus Christ. Anyway, the way you defeat him is he'll drop these little slime balls. Just grab them, make them into eggs, and then he'll just start disintegrating one by one. And like before, try not to get hit because you can't use items to regenerate Mario's timer or anything else. So just play it patiently, aim truly, and he'll die. And with that, we get our first world key. Baby Mario gives the most shitty grin ever. We open up the backwards door, and we move out here. And with that, we perfected our first world already. And we get this cute little animation of Yoshi walking around his island, going into the castle, blowing it up, thus allowing us to go into World 2. But before going into World 2, I actually want to do the secret levels first. And it's titled Poochie Ain't Stupid. I like to disagree. And right away, if you want to get as much timer for Baby Mario as you can, you gotta make sure you hit that little thing over there to grab some 5 blocks. Because in these hidden levels, every single one of them counts. And it's really hard to regenerate them unless you use an item. And unlike that title screen, Poochie is very dumb in this game. You have to be very precise with him, and to make things worse, as you can see, it's an auto-scroller. So making this super, super hard. And super time-constricted as well, because it moves really fast. And as you can see, I'm trying to perfect this jump here, where you aim downwards to throw an egg, so you have enough time to go on this bullet bill to jump over to collect everything. It's super tight platforming, and it's super hard to pull off. And thank God, and we just pray to God that Poochie's still right underneath us. The way Poochie works, like, I probably should explain that, but we literally didn't have Poochie up until now, is that whatever direction you're facing is the direction Poochie will go. So if you want to make sure he stays in one place, just continue going left and right as you see I'm doing. So that way you can control his speed. And right there, that's the most BS part of this level. At the very end, they literally put it in a lava pit where Poochie goes underneath. So if you try to land on him, you just die. Super, super BS of them to do that. Anyway, after all that, I'm not going to try to perfect it. I'm just going to skate scum and say that we're good. Frankly, I didn't like this game that much to try to perfect it legitimately. Yeah, but with that all done, we just move on to this little bonus game. And as you can see, I got really lucky and unlucky at the same thing, because a lot of Kameks on this thing. But I have a lot of 20s, and you can literally just grind these out for infinite items of any kind you want. So, there's actually a good merit to actually unlocking them, which is really, really nice. But with that, let's move on to the second world. Chapter 2-1. Visit Koopa and Para Koopa. Now, this is the first time we get to see any semblance of Bowser's army and or village, yeah. With the Koopas and Paratroopas just living their normal lives as right now. They're still going after us, so they're a bit of annoyance. But just come down here, we can see our very first cool little upgrade with Baby Mario. And it's a superstar, which I find really neat. Because what it does, it just gives Mario a little cape. You know, a similar cape from like Super Mario Bros. Super Mario World, I believe it was called. Where Mario just has a cape and it just literally lets me run at super speed, run the walls. He just becomes a very hyper little child. But it does give Yoshi a bit of a break, which is really nice. But with all that out of the way, just make sure you collect these purple coins and watch out for these falling blocks. They can be a bit tricky. Head down this pipe over here, you'll see where you're supposed to meet Poochie for the very first time. But not our first time. He doesn't really do that much, but he does allow you to get these last few coins over here. So if you're missing coins and or a key, they're right over here. With that all the way, just start heading up. Then comes a nice little vertical auto-scroller. Again, you rarely see these, and you just have to watch out for these falling blocks. You know, and as right now, it just kind of reminds me of that one minigame from Mario Party Jamboree, Sandwich. And here is where you get a bit of a tricky situation, is you have to make sure you grab the red coins from these fly guys up here. Luckily, you can just land on them, which is really nice. But make sure you get the red coins before they despawn. Then just continue heading over to the right side. Break this box if you need. Break the boxes up here, just so you can get some more stars if you need it. And the only true purpose of these like things over here is just so you can refill your eggs. So watch out for that. And here's a tricky little flower over here, where you literally have to go as fast as possible in order to get it. I unfortunately did not get it, so unfortunately we have to redo the level. But first things first, I actually want to come over here so you can see this little mini game first. And this mini game I learned through safe stating. It's completely BS in the most unreasonable ways. You see, every time someone hits a balloon, like there's no single right balloon when the game spawns in. It's actually completely randomized per hit. So literally, you could be hitting the first balloon and it could win, and vice versa with him. Now, what's stupid about that is that sometimes the balloon can just spawn on his side, and you can lose really fast with no good reason. However, and if you hit the balloon when it's on his side, and it was the right one for him, it cannot be the right one for you as well. Because like I said, it's randomized per hit. And I'm just complaining about it since I just had to go through this level again anyways, just to get everything. But that should do about it. Anyway, with that world all 100%ed, let's move on to the second one. 2-2, the baseball boys. Now these guys are slightly, I don't want to say annoying or interesting. You just can't destroy them with, eggs. Because they'll just catch it and or swing a baseball bat at it. But it does give you a cool little mechanic over here where you can throw eggs at these arrows. And it'll just do a cute little cutscene showing you all the ricochets it did. Yep, and just start heading right. Make sure you plant this flower up here. Watch out for these bastards. And I found out later on, they can literally just be completely incapacitated if you just ground pound on the ground for a little bit. So definitely just do that instead of wasting eggs like I'm doing. Right, and just head up these stairs real quick just so you can get some of the red coins. As well as getting into this area so you can get this superstar, allowing Baby Mario to freely traverse all the area we just did, but is allowed to go over these spikes, because these spikes are an insta kill, which is super not cool. But I guess something has to kill you, and like that asshole just killed me off screen. That's kind of BS. Like, how was I supposed to be ready for that? Thank God there's literally a safe state right beforehand, so. Now it says there's a checkpoint right there, which is really nice. So this time, just continue going in, watch out, and be very careful of these guys. And then here comes more of those very annoying invisible area panels. Again, these are just so annoying. They just take up so much time for no good reason. And the only interesting one is literally the last one, with this arrow on top, because that's the one that has the egg you need. Then we come into a fork in the road, just go up real quick, that way you can get to this dead end real fast, so you can get that red coins in there. Then just continue down to this fork in the road, go left so you can get the flower real quick, and head over to the right side, to where we get our next power up, the mole once again. Once again, we just have to dig through it with some really clunky controls. Make it to the opposite end while collecting all the red coins. Literally, yeah, you just have to explore every nook and cranny. If you explore every nook and cranny, you should have no problem finding everything. Because there's a lot of nooks and crannies in this. Just make sure you're very thorough. Oh yeah, and here's the tutorial on these stupid little flowers. Again, I don't know why they show you these things in such early levels, but don't give you an explanation until literally right now. It's really bad level design and game making. And there we go, trick shot. Alright, we got it. Now we go into this one. That way we can get all the red coins in this area. And luckily you don't need to get every single one of those coins, which is super nice. Just do one quick shot to get the ones behind and you should have everything. And next up we go down to 2-3. What's Gusty Gaze Sleep? I think that's a translation error. What is Gusty taste like? I think it's supposed to mean what does Gusty taste like. But hey, what can you say? Localization is literally the most underappreciated job there is, and the people who do it are trying to taint it, so what can you do? Yep, and as you can see, this level is just named after these little guys, the Gusties. They're just going to be everywhere, so just keep an eye out of it and make sure they don't knock you into a pit. And like I said, this one's just pretty simple, straightforward. Just continue throughout the level. You should be able to find everything pretty fast. And then we just head over to this underground section where things get a little bit more interesting. Just because you really have to build your own path, so to say. Make sure you eat as many of these bats as you can, just make sure you have as much eggs as you can. And keep an eye out for these fly guys with red coins, because they are spattered throughout this level for no good reason. And if you miss one, like I said, you have to play the whole level again until you see that asshole. And they just give you a random Baby Mario Superstar here for literally no reason. Because it's literally just there to just blast through some enemies, nothing too major. And then we come over to this room where you literally have to make your path upwards. So you gotta be very careful with your egg throws. But there are some hidden secrets, like these red coins over here, the flower up top, and this big red button over here. And great, if you spawn it, but then they go off camera, it despawns, so make sure you press it beforehand. It reveals this little passage over here, where you get your remaining red coin egg, as well as some other red coins right over here. But you just gotta watch out for this asshole, real quick. Luckily, just make sure you make use of those eggs you got, and you should be able to deal with that no problem. And with that, I believe that's everything from this little area. So just make sure you double check everything and start heading to the right. Where this is the first time you get a little instruction manual on the fucking watermelons. And it just lets Yoshi spit out multiple seeds at once. Great for multi-fire, but literally not that different from eggs. Just slightly worse in a sense. In fact, just because they can only go in a straight line forward, so pretty bad, pretty bad. And this seems like the most useless transformation area. This level is just kind of mediocre in all sense. I think I'm just gonna leave it as is and skip over to the end. Just grab this key over here, and the HUD is literally right up here. And great, I made it to the end of the level, but I'm missing some red coins. Great. So, gotta replay this whole level again just so I can find out which ones I missed. I mean, is it cut to it? You know what? I don't know. I have no idea currently. I'm losing my mind right now. So I'm just gonna go to the next level and come back to it and put it in post-edit. 2-4. Bigger Boo's Fort. And this is where we get introduced to the Boo enemies for the very first time. So it kind of does seem like the Boos are still an enemy to the native creatures, but it's hard to say if they're really on our side per se. Because I do need to look more into it, but I don't believe the Boos at this point are part of Bowser's forces until he grows up and develops diplomacy with King Boo. But interesting thing, you can actually destroy these Boos. You just gotta make sure you throw an egg as they're trying to approach you with their eyes wide open. And if you time it right, you can shoot them up and you can actually complete this little bonus room over here. And this whole area, as you may guess, is like a timing puzzle kind of thing. You just gotta make sure you're quick enough with all these quick time events, do all these puzzles, grab this key over here, so you open up this door over here. And if you're ever low on some star power, just make sure you just kill these Boos with a bounce and you should be good. And with all that said and done, once you complete all those rooms, you can just collect that checkpoint, start making your way up here, and you start seeing these rotating fire bars. I really wish they did the Paper Mario thing, where if you just jump over them, they just continuously keep on going forward and forward and faster until they eventually die. That would have been a fun little Easter egg to do it in multiple games. Fortunately, they don't do it in this one, so it's a bit of a shame. Anyway, just line up all these Boos in a row. You can literally throw an egg at all of them, allowing you to go back and get all the red coins you need. And before you get to that door, there's actually a hidden area right up here. Make sure you go up here so you can enter through this door backwards, so you can find the last star power. And all you have to do is just make sure you kill these ghosts, but as what we were doing, going backwards and hitting them. There's an infinite spawner over here. Hit the button and just start platforming your way around, collecting as many coins as you can. And they even give you 2 buttons so you can get 2 chances. Just watch out for these weird Pac-Man blue ghost things. They're kind of invincible. And with that, you should have everything. So let's move on to the final area. And next we go into these rotating bars. They just look so aesthetically pleasing, but I feel like they can be a little bit better. Cause they definitely remind you of like those color bars. Anyway, we come into here to the boss room, where Kamek says, "Oh yes, we have baby Mario's twin brother at the Bowser's castle. But we're not handing him over that easily. But we're not handing him over to the likes of you." And then he uses magic to make a Big Boo. The very first appearance of Big Boo. And I accidentally perfected this the very first try because I had so many eggs. Just literally run into this corner, just spamming eggs against the wall. He literally cannot hit you. And I find that hilarious. It's the boom boom fight all over again. And with that, we proceed to 2-5. Watch out for Lakitu. Now this level in particular is a little bit interesting. Just because every part of this level can break. And Lakitu, it will just try to be aiming for you. So just make sure you just kill Lakitu as fast as you can, as many times as you can. And oh yeah, if you want to get this key inside this box, you just gotta make sure you drag it over here first. In a solid area. You can unlock this door over here to play this little choo-choo game. And what the Yoshi train does is it allows you to transform into a little train and ride the railroad tracks of this area. And if you just push A, it actually speeds you up. Now, and this is where this flower is and some hidden red coins are. So make sure you grab everything before heading out. And I love these little drawings of Shy Guys chasing after you. They're just so adorable. Once that's all done, you'll pop out right back over here, so you literally miss nothing. Just use the Chomp Rock and head over to the next area. And right away, you'll see this flag arrow up here. He just comes in, swoops in. Make sure you kill him, because he's one of the ones that'll just fly away if you miss him. So definitely keep that eye out for that. And here's another annoying thing. You want to hit this stump, but don't hit it all the way, because you need a little leverage so you can activate this little hit area up here. And it'll lead you to this spinning room, where it's just filled with tons of coins. A fun little bonus area. You don't have to do this one, but it's still fun. I just visually love seeing these platforms move in 3 dimensions. Alright, next up, you want to throw an egg up in this little area right here. And it'll reveal 2 hidden secrets. One of them is just going to give you some more star points, and the other one is a hidden passage to this little bonus area with baby Super Mario. And right away you get a superstar, just run around the track, make sure you grab everything, and as soon as you get out, you'll see some Fly Guys over here, and these, but after all that, and now with that all said and done, we can finally move on to the next world of 2-6. Alright, and with that, we move on to our next level over here. And right away, it's going to be pretty much just more of the same. And this one's one of the more vertical levels, which is, you know what, you don't really see that too much of that in platformers. But you really want to make sure you get into all these little nooks and crannies on your way down. There's not only are red coins hidden scattered about, there's some hidden passageways as well. Definitely make sure you explore everything you can so far. And there's even a hidden door over here in this little crevice. And apparently there's a checkpoint here, so now I'm just kind of worried I went too far and might have missed something. But with that, we just continue going forward. We see whatever the hell that thing is. There are just sentient cannons with legs, huh? You know what, the entity designs in this game? Pretty interesting. Sure, we got the classic Shy Guys, but then we have those little assholes. Like, what are they? Like, are they naturally occurring? Are cannons and bullet bills just natural things and not man-made? So, I know they're all sentient, but it's so weird to think about. Anyway, to make some progress here, just shoot your egg up here real quick. It'll lower down a little spring, so you can jump up and get the little star up here. And continue to get all the springs up, so you can make our way over here. And now we're in a different part of the level that definitely reminds me more of like Mario RPG's Bowser level. And that is very short-lived. Now we go into this like forest area. Huh. You really don't stay in one place too long, huh? Alright, and just be careful. Just come all the way over here. Step on here real quick. So you can get this flower that's hidden up here. You only get so many tries. And at that, the level is over. And yep, I definitely missed some stuff. Great. Missed 7 coins and a flower. Oh, gotta go back for that stuff. And oh look, another Yoshi minigame. It's just slots. Oh, that's fun. Too bad slots is like literally the worst form of gambling, but hey, what can you do? Alright, well, back through the maze. Let's see what I missed. Oh yeah, and just in case if I haven't said it, or you guys haven't figured this out for it, but for these springs, you can literally change the height of the jump by how much you hold the A button down. So if you want to go as high as you can, just hold the A button for the entire duration of it. It'll take you all the way up. And now we move on into our next game, where we do a one-on-one battle against Bandit wearing a Yoshi mask. Now this one is actually really fun. You just grab the modules and you just shoot each other. It's actually super fun. This is a good versus game, a good game. That's not bullshit luck dependent. Alright, and then you can just come over here, and oh my god, I hate that. There's just a random piece of mud here that has the hidden flower coin I was looking for. It's a battle, so you just have to kill these guys, but still, it's like, that's where it is? Oh my god, I'm pissed. That's the hidden tragedy of platformers sometimes. You literally need to explore every little piece of area if you want 100% everything. And by the time we get to here, you should have every single red coin. That's good, that's good. And the one flower that we're missing is at the end of that timer trap. So yeah, everything's all good accounted for. Let's move on to the next level. Lakitu's Wall. And right away we get our very first interesting enemy. We get the fat guy. I'm pretty sure that's his name. But his special thing is that we get giant eggs. And as you can see, as this name implies, it does not lie. There's just literally Lakitus all over the place. So be sure to watch out for those. You can literally just kill them with eggs, so nothing too bad. And now let's play our favorite game of hammering down every single peg to see which one has the red coins. Oh, joy. I'm so gonna be so pissed off if I ended up doing all this work just so I'm missing a couple more. If I'm still missing some red coins. And I see that extremely long peg right there. There it is, see? Oh my god, that's so stupid. Why did they hide the red coins in such big pillars? Did they do it 2 times? Okay, no, they just did it 1 time, but still. Oh my. You know what? This level sucks. I'm gonna say it. This level is. There's too much bullshit. I hate the red coin placements. It's not that memorable either. It's just one of the many regular levels, huh? Literally, the only interesting part of it is just fat guy, but who cares about fat guy? Alright, and part 2 of this stage requires you to go into a Yoshi car. That is like, I don't know how, if this is intended or not, but it's I don't know if you're supposed to jump in it. I don't know how this works, but oh my god, is it like so weird to control, especially when you're doing like limits and jumps like that. Jesus Christ. And oh my god, I missed a shit ton of stuff in this level. 6 coins, 3 flowers. My god, I have to play this bullshit again. Alright, fine. What did I miss? Where did I miss it? And you know, after replaying it, I gotta say, the beginning part has so much more promise. It's so much more interesting and fun than anything else in this level. Why? How did they drop the ball? It feels like this level just had too many concepts they want to explore, but not enough actual level for it. It's kind of sad, honestly. Alright. Oh, okay. And this is what I missed. And look at that. All the missing red coins are literally right here. Just make sure you get all the fly guys before they fly away, because then that will be the biggest slap in the face ever. Come over here to this Ferris wheel so you can grab yourself the key, as we can play the hidden door minigame here too. And it's just coin collecting again, so not as fun as the last one, but hey, still good. I don't know how I guess I was just taking a gamble of which one I should do first, but yep, apparently some more things are happening by this door right here. Yep, if you grab through the door, you get your missing flower right there. It's like, great. I literally just took a 50-50 guess on which way I should go. I thought the pipe in the back was going to be a hidden level, but no, that one was a regular intent. Oh my god. Yep, no, yep. That solidifies it. This level just sucks ass. Let's move on to the boss. No, actually, I'm lying, because there's actually one more thing here. If you notice in that beginning part of this level, you'll see like there's some upper cloud areas up here. If you flutter jump at the right area, you can actually make it to this hidden area over here. And guess what? This hidden area has another flower coin. And guess what? It's a guessing game. So if you guess wrong, guess what? You gotta do this whole thing all over again. Thank God for the rewind button on Nintendo Switch right now, because holy shit, doing this for a third time is not. Not. Jesus Christ, this level just sucks so much. Oh, look at that. If you go into this little area over here, there's actually a hidden helicopter section too. Crazy. Yep. Oh, there's no redeeming it. This level is the worst. Bottom tier. I don't care anymore. This level, bottom of the charts in this game. Let's hope this boss can rectify that horrible letter. The potted ghosted ghost. And already, this level has some nice promise. Hey, look at that. You can even eat these little fireballs and Yoshi starts breathing fire for a bit. That's kind of neat. Maybe that's how Yoshi can do it in Smash Brothers. He's always been a bit of a dragon. And this level continues on the trend with these weird little rotating blocks. Again, I kind of like these things, but at the same time, I kind of wish they controlled better. Like, thank God for Yoshi's flutter jump so you can time things a little bit easier, but holy cow, is it not fun to use consecutively kind of thing. Alright, and after getting all the red coins here real quick, we'll move into this little area in the top left. And look at that, there's a little train section. Neat! And let's see, let's grab every coin here real quick. And okay, good. There's literally no red coins down there, which is nice. Alright, let's gather everything there, and let's continue on. Wait, okay, so there are some hidden things. Alright, so this is like a weird choose your adventure kind of thing. And right away, they get introduced to these fake assholes. Yep, we get the angry flowers now. And their whole deal is that they just look like the real ones, and if you approach them, they start just getting mad and roll towards you. Kind of annoying. But not as annoying as these ghost guys dropping bombs on you. Jesus Christ. Luckily they always stop one before you, so you can easily time for it. And like I said, you can actually account for everything, because you can literally just stand here and get some more eggs, and they'll never hit you, which is really nice. We move on, and we just hit this little thing to raise up the logs. Again, kind of weird, like how many things they allow you to do in this game with Yoshi eggs. And with that, we take the key from that potted plant we crushed over there, and we can finally go through the door on the right. Apparently we guessed it in the right order. Let's go. And with that, we get another 50-50 split up here. Let's go to the top area this time, because I feel like with doors, they can lock behind you easily. So let's just go up real quick. And I was ready to do so, as there were a nice little flower right here hidden for us. Alright, and this little tip box right here just pretty much tells us these blue spikes. They are an insta-kill. However, you can use an egg to deflect them, which is really nice, especially with this little weird thing with their controls. My God. Again, I like this game. I just wish it controlled better. Yoshi's momentum and the physics in this game are just so weird. And you know what? After doing all that, yep, this definitely feels like the way forward. So now I'm just curious, what was it in this room over here? And okay, I was about to miss another flower path. That's just swell. That's the one thing also about this game. You can literally just accidentally just go through the whole level and literally, not even your own fault, miss the flower coin. The red coins and the flowers just by going in a different route. That's a game. That's a platformer for you. Or this is definitely a platformer of all time because of that. It's crazy how it went from Metroid to this. The game qualities are definitely not on the same level. Anyway, let's just start breaking all these pots. It's literally the pot in the top left over there that has the key. And make sure you gather all these coins over here for the red coins. And with that, we should have everything. So let's just unlock this door over here real quick. We can start dropping pots for fun and go into the boss room. And once again, we get confronted by gimmmicky. Yoshi dear, that baby is going to cause disaster to befall the Koopas. So give him here before you accidentally get hurt. And then he proceeds to create a monster to hurt us. So clearly, these are lies. Alright, now this monster, or this boss I should say, is very, very interesting. Because you don't actually get to fight him because he is literally a ghost. But what you want to do is see that pot there? It looks very familiar to all the other pots we've been pushing. Yep, so right now it's just a pushing contest and you just push him off the stage. Sure, these Shy Guys will get in the way, but they pose no harm and you can literally get through this really, really easily. And with that, we perfected World 2. Let's go! And once again, we get a fun little animation of Yoshi going into a castle and blowing up, proclaiming this is Yoshi's Island. As we move on to World 3. But firsthand, we go into the hard level over here. It's called Hit That Switch. And before going even too far, you can literally get yourself all the star points you need right here. And I'll tell you, this level is fucking hard. And I'm telling you, after playing through the whole game at this point, this level is not easy. You have to know the physics of this game inside and out. You literally have to make as much precision jumps as you can. And if you screw up at one point, you will not make any you won't make some jumps. I literally got to the point where I was just going in and out of this pipe so much that I decided just to drop a save right here. That way I don't have to continue grabbing all the 30 star points again. And after doing all this, I think the best way to actually do this level is literally some precision egg throwing. Because I don't know if it was intended or not, but if you try to drop down here for this flower in particular, this flower right here is the run ender right here. Because if you go down there and is up on the springs, you literally have no time left to go ride this little carousel to make it to the next area. So, what I end up doing is you have to time a precision egg throw as you're jumping, so that way you can grab the flower without having to go down here. That way you can make it to the next area so much faster with barely enough time to hit the next switches to continue the level. This is the best solution I came up with for this level, because my god, like I said, this shit is hard. It's so tightly bound, and like I said, Yoshi's movement and momentum in this game, it's super, super weird if you're not accustomed to it. But you know what? As far as levels go, this one was really fun though to perfect. Like I said, it was just so much fun just trying to figure everything out and finding a solution that works best for me at that point. And I also do love how the final jump in here is literally waiting for the timer to run out. It's the literal last step you need to do. And honestly, it kind of clears up the level really nicely. Again, super, super fun. And with that level all completed, we move on to the bonus minigame here. And it's literally just the scratch-offs. And you know what? After all that, I've got one baby Mario. You know what? That's good enough. Let's move on to the next world. Otherwise known as Welcome to Monkey World. I will say, these monkeys' designs are really cute. Way better designs than any other kind of monkeys. And right away, you already noticed there's one flower coin right over here. Just make sure you grab 2 monkeys, or eat 2 monkeys so you can grab it. And the only thing to be cautious about these monkeys is that a lot of them, they tend to be little rascals and just start throwing things at you. Again, not that bad. The only ones to really look out for are the ones that have a watermelon. That may sound random, but trust me, those ones with the watermelon can be dire. But luckily you can just eat the watermelon and just spit it right back at them. And monkeys, they are resilient. Because even if you shoot them with an egg or watermelon, as long as they hit the ground, they will get back up. Hey look, a nice little minigame where you just shoot Shy Guy. for some free one-ups. That's fun. If only my aim wasn't so bad on the last one. Jesus Christ, how did I miss that? But after that little detour, you just continue on the level as regular. And the one thing I kind of wish they do in this game is that whenever you collect a starflower, it tells you which one it is. There's a one feature that I realized in later Yoshi games, or just later games in general, where if you collect something, it tells you which number it is. So it gives you a nice little visual to see how much, if you miss anything in the level. I know doing that for the red coins would just be a pain, but at least do it for the flower coins. Or the flowers, I should say. But yeah, if you just continue the level as regular, you should literally have no problems whatsoever with collecting everything. But with that, we make it to the end, and we collect everything on path. It's really easy. So just make sure you have 30 heart points by either item or being good at the game. Then we move on to our next one. And let's see what our bonus game is for this area. Alright, and it's just pairing up. Yeah, I think you just keep going until you make up a pair. But I think if you fail 2 or 3 times, you lose. Now this one is actually really, really fun. Not only does it show you all the possible matches, but it gives you 2 chances, which is really nice. But with that out of the way, we move on to 3-2, Jungle Rhythm, where we get introduced to the Spear Guys. Now this is where the lore of these Shy Guys gets into question. Because are these like the natives, or are they just cosplaying based on where their location is at? Because if we look at Shy Guys throughout this whole series, Shy Guys take on so many forms. And these Spear Guys always come into question because it feels like they should be like some of the very first Shy Guys who are unaffiliated with anything. But it could also just mean that they really love this area, and they just cosplay to this area because it's the most comfortable with. Again, super hard to know. Anyway, with all that rambling, we just continue where you want to hit these platforms in particular so you can get to these hidden red coins right up here, as well as make more progress in this area. And this pipe right here is making me question something. Like, why would they just put a pipe there? It feels like I'm missing something. Oh well, we'll just continue on, and hopefully it's not something. Alright, and alright. Ah, great. Yep, and I screwed up here. This, not only was there just a bad piranha plant placement right there, but there's also a fly guy that got away with my red coin. So again, I really hate when the red coins are on Shy Guys, because it really makes everything really bad. But we make it to the end of the level, and great, we're missing 5 red coins. Meaning there's probably a hidden place anywhere. Let's quickly go backwards and... oh, look! Oh, shoot! Look at that! We literally just jump right into this specific area. And we find some red coins. Perfect. And this is where the little hut is hidden. Yeah, so you literally would miss it if you don't go backwards, which is crazy to me. And we just play a little mini game of balloon burst right here with this bandit again. And great, we lost. Yeah, that's fine. And great, I'm missing 1 red coin. You know what that means? It's time for a whole reset, because I'm pretty sure 1 red coin, if you're missing only 1 red coin, that probably means you missed 1 fly guy. Either because you didn't see it, or he spawned off screen and you just couldn't see it. But before I make that whole journey, let's see if I can find where that pipe leads, because I'm pretty sure it's something. Aha! Okay, it's right here. You just jump in this specific area. And, oh look, this is technically the very first place where we find Poochie. Alright, and we just travel along that whole water. We do end up in the pipe, but it gave us no red coins. Great, so it literally is just 1 random fly guy I missed. It was literally during this little section right here. Alright, so if I wonder where that last one was, it's literally right there. Jesus Christ. I will say it again, I fucking hate fly guys. I thought they were really cool at first, but now this game is definitely knocking them down the tier list. Fly guys suck now. Anyway, with that all done, let's just 100% this level and let's continue on. But with that all the way, let's move on to 3-3 over here to Nepetis Domain. I have no clue if I'm pronouncing it alright. And already, this level, it's not my favorite. Mainly just because it's a swamp level. But on the bright side, you can actually see monkeys drown for a second. But don't worry, no monkeys are harmed. They know how to swim. They just suffer for a little bit, make you feel bad. But no, they know how to swim, so you're all good. And the only annoying thing about this level is just making sure you'll have enough eggs for everything. Or you know how to use the monkeys in pretty good ways. Because you'll have to get every little coin in these areas in order to get everything. And knowing to the point where, you know what, let's just use an item just to get us more eggs. Because honestly, if you're not going to use these items, there's literally no point to hoarding these items. Just because if you're good enough, you can literally get them refilled. And I really hate it, because it really makes the question, what if they put a red coin underneath one of them? That's always an issue. So of course, after grinding all of them, they give you nothing. Then we meet this crazy duck creature over here, which is super strange, because this is the first time we get to kidnap someone else's creatures. And right here, this one little frame over here, I don't think I ever seen this guy come back ever before, but that's literally the longest Shy Guy ever. I literally don't think he comes back ever, and I see I made a mistake. So definitely don't hit this thing too early, otherwise you won't be able to get the Yoshi helicopter power up over here. Where you get to explore the skies of this place real quick, go into this little tunnel over here. I swear to God, if that cloud has a thing I'm missing, I'm gonna be super pissed. But we move on to our next power-up, the Yoshi submarine. Now this thing is actually pretty cool. The only thing that's bad about it is literally it's in a water level. That's literally the only thing bad about it. Because first of all, they give you these nice cool little heat-seeking missiles to destroy enemies in this area. However, only one of them can be active at a time, and they purposely put enemies in the way that cannot be destroyed by them. So not only is it just kind of bad, but it makes you feel like it's completely useless in the first time you ever get to see it. And honestly, that's just kind of bad game design right there. Giving you a new power-up, but making it feel like it's definitely not worth, or even utilized the very first time you use it. And of course, they put red coins in here, so you gotta be very careful. And this is like a really tight window to get everything. So let's just quickly run through, skip past all of that. Just remember to get the red coins here, here, and here. And be very careful, because if you get knocked down to the very bottom of the level by a fish, you will die. Alright, and after all of that nonsense, we can finally move forward. And wow, this is only halfway through. Now this level seems like it's taking forever. And right away we get reacquainted with an old friend right over here. The Sidesteppers. If you don't recognize these creatures, well then you guys are really young, because these creatures are actually one of Mario's very first enemies he ever fought. All the way back in Mario Brothers. And no, not the one you're thinking of, this Mario Brothers. Back when Mario and Luigi were actually plumbers working in the pipes. And if you recognize this game, you probably saw my very first video, the Mario storyline, where I theorized that this whole thing was how Mario ended up back in the Mushroom Kingdom after he was previously established to be in Brooklyn. So many memories. So many of the good games I could be playing, but instead I'm playing Yoshi's. Anyway, enough of going through memory lane. Let's continue onward. Make sure you grab all the red coins you need. And there's some crazy steps down there that makes me feel like there's something down there. So let's just quickly go through here, ground pound all of these, just to be on the safe side. And okay, good, there's nothing here. And right here, we see another giant pole. And great, I missed something. Fantastic. I managed to get all the coins, but not all the flowers. Great. And I have a feeling I know exactly where it is. So let's run it back. And yep, I was 100% right. The flower was literally in that one cloud by the plane. So yeah, definitely hit the little bridge first, just so you can get this door to spawn over here. and do a nice secret level. They really make it feel like you missed something if you hit that bridge first, because it really feels like the plane should not be the intended path. Because as soon as you go through the door, everything in the room respawns, so you're able to get the plane now. But yeah, that's literally the only thing I missed. But at least we get to see Long Guy again before we exit this level. And this time we get to play a goal game this time. And the goal game this time is roulette. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Because I do have a theory about this one. And I'll share it later on. Because the whole premise of this one, whatever lives you put in, is the amount of lives you can get. And look at that. Right away, my theory is proving to be kind of interesting. I got a multiplier, and I got the ×3, the best results. Alright, let's move on to Prince Froggy's Fort, and I'll bore you with how I think that that roulette can be rigged for your favor. And already, this level just seems like, I want to say bad or disinteresting, it just seems like, I don't know, maybe I just don't like swamp levels because everything just seems so bland in the beginning. Not only bland, but also kind of just disgusting. Like, I feel like castles should never be integrated in a swamp area. I mean, it's kind of cool that they went this hard for it, but at the same time, swamps are just literally one of the ugliest places to be at. And having a whole regal castle for it just seems like a bad idea. And the main trickiness of this level is that there's multiple doors that lead to different places. Your main goal is to travel to as many of these doors as possible, do the little challenge inside to grab your prize. But the main thing is making sure you don't go too far to where you're actually making progress. Yeah, that's always the main issue with Yoshi games, is figuring out which way is the proper way to go and how to go to the opposite way to get everything. And I like how they have a little visual tutorial right in this specific area on how to avoid Side Stepper. But at the same time, if you just have enough eggs, you can just plow right through them. And they literally, at the end of here, they give you some more eggs, so you can literally just go back and destroy them if you want. Alright, and oh look, you have insta-kill spikes. That's great. Thank God for rewind feature. So let's just continue on. But we're introduced to these little slime balls over here. Now these guys are interesting, just because if you spit them out, they don't do anything. They don't disintegrate like most other enemies. And the only challenge in this here is literally lining up this angle right here to where you can get this flower. Because as you saw, every spiky area here is an insta-kill for some reason. You know, Yoshi's not as resilient as Mario. He can only... Because Mario can walk on spikes, but Yoshi apparently cannot. Or at least in this stage of his life, he cannot. And with that all out of the way, we make it to our final area. Great job, Yoshi! Now, you will be Froggy's lunch! Hee. And this is where the reversal of fortune happens, because this time, we're the ones who get affected by magic. Where we become tiny, and we do a boss battle all on the inside of this frog's stomach. Now, the way to beat this one is literally avoid all the acids that's coming around, wait for him to eat other enemies, like this giant Shy Guy, lay a giant egg, and start rattling that uvula at the very top. You can literally just stand in this middle area right here, and just cheese it, which is hilarious. And then after that, we just go right through the butthole as he dies. You know, kind of hilarious. But we are missing 2 red coins. And what that means, time to go right back in. Aha! Alright, it's literally... There was a hidden thing right here in the very beginning. Because I remember in the last level, they said if you hit these spikes, you can literally destroy them. And look at that. I'm literally rewarded for testing that out right away. There's a little hidden door right on the outside. Okay, yeah, that's a secret I'm literally worth praising. Because I told you how to find it in a previous level. You apply that knowledge into this level to not only find a cool little secret, where you find like a golden version? Oh no, it's just the orange version of the submarine. and you get rewarded by getting all the necessary things. Perfect. Well, now that those is here, let's just cut to the end, where we perfect the boss. Alright, we're right back at the door. We have everything, literally. I literally perfected this level. Once again, we get shrunk, we get some frog vor, and we use that cheese strategy from the last time I fought him to literally perfect this guy. Oh, that's cool though. Alright, that's cool. That's a cool thing I just discovered. Yeah, apparently you can just ride the egg all along the walls. That's cool. You don't even have to aim straight up, which is really cool. Now, that's some cool physics in a boss fight for no good reason. But after all that, we just kill the frog. We move on to 3-5, jamming through the trees. Right, and this level is a bit more interesting because now the monkeys have become way more interesting in this level. Because if you let them rampage too long, they start destroying the floor in here. Yeah, pretty cool concept for this one actually. I really enjoy this one. Crazy, I wasn't so hyped about this world, but you know what? These later levels, they're proving to be more interesting. You know, they're utilizing these new enemies in way more interesting ways now. But of course, this level comes with some risk and reward. Because you want to collect everything, you want to make sure you get everything, but at the same time, you want to make sure you still have enough room to make it to everything. And right here is a little secret too. If you hit this specific area, you get some nice star points for you and Baby Mario. And the only thing that's weird about this level is, not much. Let's just continue on. Right, and that's another thing I've realized when I've been going back through this. It's just how long in the Yoshi games, they really want you to stay in one area just to replenish all your eggs for one thing. Like, I never realized how much I just stayed in one place waiting for my eggs to replenish. I guess I could really just use an item, but at the same time, it's really not that interesting. Alright? And they really want to use, and they really gave you an egg spotter in this particular area. Just gets you to do some interesting trick shots in order to get these flower powers. One very narrow passage, and one really tight corner thing. Anyway, we'll just continue on, and we make it to the more annoying parts of this level, which is the piranha plants section. Luckily, they give you a watermelon right at the start, so make sure you utilize that to as much as you can. And if you backtrack a little bit after going down a bit, you'll see these Shy Guys committing suicide for a little bit. And if you follow the arrow right there, shoot an egg right in there, you see a little hidden spot right there, where you get some nice, relaxing boat ride, get some more 1-ups and coins. Now, I don't think any of these coins are required, but still a nice little secret area right here for you. Again, really nice to have like these hidden areas where it's not required, but it's like a nice little break from everything. Yes. Well, that was fun. Now we move on. We take out the monkeys, we look at our thing, and I'm missing one thing only. Let's see if it's up ahead. And after taking this hidden passageway above the clouds, and there it is! Right there, we do a nice little shot right there to grab it. Destroy these monkeys for being annoying. And we make our way around. And there's the goal! Perfect. You know, that level, pretty good. You know, these later half levels are pretty good. Let's hope they keep up the trend with the next one. Or that level, I should say, was really good. Let's hope it continues with the Cave of Hairy Hedgehog. And already they're testing your might with these red coins right at the beginning. If you go up here, because I think there's actually 2 ways you can enter this area. You can either just go on the floor path down there, or you can climb up all these trees to get to yourself the much needed red coins, as well as the first flower that's hidden right up here. And if you come up here, you'll find out why this cave is called Hairy Hedgehogs. You meet yourself some nice blue hedgehogs that's not Sonic, but it's hairy. Now these guys can be a bit annoying, but if you go, like I said, if you go up this top path, not only will they give you ample ways to destroy them, not only will it give you the rewards you need for 100% completion, it also gives you this nice little chomp block to help you steamroll past everything. Alright, so let's just move down this chain chomp block to make sure you keep it on screen, because chain chomp blocks love to despawn if you're too far away from them. Alright, shoot this little thing up here to create a nice bridge up here. And we meet up with our old friend, the power-up, the mold thing. Alright, and we quickly use the mole's powers to get these coins right over here, this flower right here. And you know what, let's do a nice little restart right now, just so we can collect every other coin in this area. And look, there is a red coin right there, so definitely make sure you grab that before going too far. And let's grab these coins over here, and they were also red coins. Thank God I went backwards for it. And now we got everything. Let's continue on throughout the level. Deal with the lantern ghosts, guys. It's so weird to see them as common enemies in this game and not like a little boss battle back in Paper Mario. Again, so weird how many different Shy Guy variants there are and how much different functionality they all have. Okay. And we'll follow this coin path over here for not only for the needed red coins, but also for this door over here, which is what's used to unlock it. But I realize I'm missing one flower, so let's quickly go backwards to see if I missed it in this little small area over here. And okay, so there's a pipe right here. Okay, good. Oh, there it is. It's literally right here. Alright. And we just gotta make sure we're fast enough to hit these switches, and we're fast enough to make it all the way to the end over here for these coins, for this power. Alright, that wasn't so bad. But now we do have to repeat that whole process again, so that could be a bit annoying. And now we don't have a coin path to follow, so let's just hope we first try that jump. Ooh, okay, thank God. I almost missed it. Alright, thank God I didn't, and we make it through the end. Yeah, short and sweet. That level, not that bad. Hairy Hedgehog, not that bad. And, great, I missed 2 star points, huh? And I'll just use one of these real quick. Hey, once again, if you don't use your items, you will forget about them, so might as well just use them. And once again, we get the roulette. And I was just mashing A. And if you just mash A, you lose out on 1 life. Great, alright, good to know. Let's just move on to the next level over here, to 3-7, Monkey's Favorite Lake. And this level, from memory serve, is a bit... Kinda don't like the Monkey's Lake, just because it's a semi-water level. The water really slows you down, and you have to deal with a lot of these stilt guys, where they don't get affected by water, so you gotta make sure you're really careful about it. And they really want you to stay on these spinning turn tiles for everything, which gets really annoying. And yep, I knew it. My intuition was right. If you go mash your stuff right here, you literally find a nice little hidden button right here that only gives you a new power up, the summary, not a new power, the same power up again, the summary, but a place where all some hidden red coins are at. So definitely don't forget about that. Yeah, a lot of times if you just see a random green pipe, odds are there's going to be a hidden way for you to access it. And great, there's going to be fly guys with just 1 coin in this level. Fantastic. And you know what, let's quickly backtrack a little bit, and great. My gamer sense told me there was something there, they lied to me. How could they? Alright, and let's shoot this thing right here. It'll give yourself a nice little platform. And definitely deal with these monkeys, because they could be really, really annoying if you don't take them out. Yes, monkeys drown. And I hate when they put platforms like this, because it really makes me feel like there's something up there. Doesn't seem like there's anything. Great. And they really like the beanstalks in this, is what I'm noticing. But at least this one leads to a hidden area with more monkeys and more watermelons for some reason. Yeah, but there is some red coins and some hidden coins right here. So definitely make sure you take enough time. And oh, thank God, there's actually a floor here, so have no fear of falling. There's a lot of hidden things in this level, and oh, thank God, quick game reactions. There's some fake flowers apparently now in this level. That almost got me, but no, not yet. And there's a real one surrounded by all the spear guys. And be careful, because I had experiences where these spear guys have hit me through this little thing if you're too close to it, so be careful. And right away, there. We got that. We're able to do everything correctly. And we'll just continue hammering it all the way down. Because even though there is a checkpoint up there, let's just continue all the way down. Yep, it just loops back around anyway, so let's just continue on. Just come down here, destroy that ugly thing. Yep, and right there's some more coins and some flour down there. So just quickly go under everything over here. And they literally put the key right in front of the door, because they kind of forgot to hide that somewhere. Play another balloon game. The most rigged balloon game ever. Because if you remember that tangent from the last one, literally, it's super random whether or not they want you to win or not. And it's so BS. And literally twice it didn't want me to win, but thank God for Nintendo Rewind. And let's look at our stats real quick. We're literally missing 2 things, huh? Great. Let's figure out what the... Okay, I literally see one of them right there. Okay, we got it. And let's hope... Let's hope the next one's up there a little bit. And, okay, thank God. That was everything. Okay, good. All the ones are right there. Perfect. And you know what? Since we rigged this thing, anyways, let's just use that 10 that we just got from the bandit, and finish off this level right here. Not as bad as I remember, but at the same time, it could have been better. Just too much water. Plus, too much water. And you know what? I'm feeling spicy. Let's go with 25 lives here on this roulette. Alright, that was a bit off, and I literally got nothing from it. Perfect. Bunch of waste of time. But let's move on to the final level over here. Or I should say the boss level over here. Naval Piranha's Castle. Now this is technically its first appearance, but I think Naval Piranha has actually been like a mainstay boss piranha in a Mario series for a really long time. I'll look at what other appearances have, because I'm pretty sure Naval Piranha Plant has been a mainstay for a really long time. But anyway, to make progress in this area, you literally just gotta wait till this little goober here refreshes all your eggs, and then you just use 5 of those to push them all the way back down. And yeah, he's literally just a passageway. He gets way more utilization later on, but the more annoying enemies are these stupid little weird piranhas, right? Because if they eat you, it'll take you like a few seconds to get spit out, and they'll spit you out forward while Baby Mario's somewhere above you. So definitely do not get hit by these guys, because they will be super annoying. Right there, it literally shows you how to do some nice trick shots, even though you've already been doing trick shots in these areas already. But it does tell you that the eggs actually glide over the surface of the water, which is really cool, honestly. And right away, it gives you 2 examples with some red coins and a flower to gain. And I literally ran out of eggs, so let's just grab it. Again, these arrows are really cool. I only wish like it was done a little bit better. Like I kind of wish the angles made a. I think it would be just way easier, or way better if we were able to angle Yoshi's things a little bit more preemptively. Because there's only really 2 ways you can angle it. The regular way and the up way, which is really annoying, but hey, that's the preset angles they wanted, so who are we to judge? But at the same time, it's super annoying. And right here, we can start getting some choices on where we want to go. And you know what, let's start off in the bottom left over here. I don't remember what's in all of these, but I'm pretty sure you have to visit all 4 areas if you want to grab everything. And right away, we have to deal with another one of these ghost assholes over here. Remember, you literally need a full stack in order to deal with them, so make sure you grab that. Do some tight platforming around the piranha plants and everything. Grab yourself the red coins and some nice flower coins. And literally try to avoid all those guys if you can. Yeah, they're super annoying, and they literally spit you out in a way that takes you far away from Baby Mario. But what's not all that? Let's go over here to the right path and see what we get from over here. Another one of these assholes. Starting to discover a pattern. And, okay, good. We literally just used 5. Okay, thank God. It seems like we're doing everything right. Now we just gotta make sure we give everything perfectly here. They literally give you eggs so you can one-cycle this kind of stuff. But they literally want you to utilize the thing they just told you about. So in order to perfect everything, you gotta make sure you utilize everything perfectly. Grab these flowers and these 2 coins over here. And if you time everything correctly, you get 2 more eggs and you get to utilize this red flower right here. And this is where the boss door is, but don't want to go there yet. We still some way more of the castle to explore. So let's quickly go backwards a little bit. Go over to the top right area. You know, replenish all our eggs, and this one's literally just one room. Don't even know why this is here. And this guy literally respawned in literally 1 nanosecond, so great. We had to waste so many eggs. Take a quick look at our counter, and we got everything. And, great. And remember, make sure you replenish on all the star points right at the boss door, because you can't activate items as soon as you step through that door. But once that's all through, just head on through. We get to fight ourselves a naval piranha plant, where Kamek once again comes here to say, "Give it up, Yoshi, you cutie without a navel. Ooh, forget it." Why did he say that? I don't know if that's a translation error or if that's actually what it's supposed to be, but uses of magic to create us naval piranha plant. Like I said, his very first introduction, and they actually do a good thing in this level by telling you how to beat the boss with the level design. Yep, in order to beat this guy, you literally have to wall bounce across the water to hit him. And when he's doing that head charge attack, that's when you don't want to face him. However, anytime after the head attack, you can literally just throw an egg and finish him off. And you know what? First tried it. No rewinds, no nothing. Let's go! And with that, World 3 is perfected. We get a next bonus world and our next bonus stage. Beautiful. And the nice little cinematic of Yoshi going into the castle, exploding it, making another Yoshi flag for the island. But before we end off, let's move on to Extra 3, more Monkey Madness. Now, as far as bonus stages go, this is the, let's just say, the most forgettable. Like I said, it kind of just shows you like how annoying the monkey enemies can be, both when they have ground game and they're shooting watermelon seeds at you. But the most annoying thing about this stage is the fly guys, and also these little Ferris wheels, because they really force you to platform on these things backwards as monkeys getting shot at you. Like, they love utilizing this. But that's literally the only problem with this stage. It's not facing the monkeys, it's literally facing the platform. The monkeys are literally just part of the obstacles, but I think these rotating thingies are way more of an obstacle. If you want to know where the last flower is, it's literally right behind the goal. Yep, you literally have to kill these guys over here, jump as high as you can, and flutter all the way to the back over there. See? Right there, right over the goal. Great. They really had me go backwards and forwards just so I can find it. At that point, you should really just make the Shy Guys just give you a reward. But anyway, that's Monkey Madness. Let's finish off World 3. And with that, we'll move on to our next world. Right after this roulette spin. Yep, cool. All that work for one more 1-up. Perfect. But let's check out what our bonus game is as well. And, oh, it's literally just pick an item. Alright, perfect. Beautiful. Not bad, not bad. This is like the easiest way to grind up items. Especially in this version, where you can literally see the rewards right afterwards. Perfect, see? Everything stays the same. So do that as much as you want, so you can grind up all your items you want. I think it's a good way to grind up all those star ones at least too. And figure out what all these items do. But with that, we move on to our next one, 4-1. Go Mario Go. Where in this world, we get introduced to Bowser's most trustworthy enemies that we finally get to see. Sure, we get to see piranha plants all the time, but now we get to see his most elongated companions, the Goombas and the Koopas. And my god, do they... Well, the Koopas look great in this art style. The Goombas, on the other hand, holy shit, they could definitely use some work. Why are they always looking up in this game? It's so weird. Yep, and oh, right there. Okay, so there are fly guys here. Okay, so another thing to keep out for. Fly guys in this area. So if you're ever missing one coin, it's probably because of a fly guy. And there's just so many bullet bills in this area too. I guess this is where Bowser's arsenal is really starting to shine here. Well, I probably shouldn't say Bowser. I should probably say Kamek's arsenal is really evolving, because Bowser is barely a leader at this point in life. That's all Kamek's doing. We see his ingenious at work here. But with all that little detour out of the way to grab that power, let's move on to the next part of the stage over here. Grab this checkpoint. And gamer intuition tells me there might be something on that ledge, and there's not. Great. And that little area makes me feel like there could be an infinite lives possibility, but you know what? Don't really care about that right now. And oh my god, we get back into these little fuzzy assholes. I hate these things so much. And now you have to do some more tight platforming all around these guys. Figure out if you want to sacrifice an egg or not. Thank god those platforms are not swinging, because if they were swinging while you're drunk, oh boy, better watch out. Alright, now we just grab a nice little save point right here. But we'll do that another time. For now, let's move on. We can get to why this level's called Go Baby Mario Go. It's because it's a run dash level at this point, where we get to see Baby Mario running for his lives, right over here. And I really feel like they don't give you enough leeway here, just because it doesn't feel like you get enough time to really swoop, especially when the parachuting part of Mario over here doesn't get you all the way to the ending over here. And there are some red coins hidden in that coin pile too, so you gotta make sure you really get that right. And I really want to try to go back there a little bit. So you know what? Let's bring a flutter over here. Try to get a perfect jump off of it. And so we can make it back into the level. And okay, good. Doesn't seem like it, which is really nice. So let's get a quick look. And I am missing 6 coins? Jesus. Alright, so I am missing something big here. Great. Where could they be? And oh, it's right here. It's literally that one pipe that guy was blocking off. Great. Alright. So we come down here, go into this cavern area. And oh great, there's bandits in this area too? Great. Gotta watch out for those assholes now. You know what? Anytime you see a crystal, just be careful of it. You know what? Fuck these guys in particular. Great. Can't be a child. How could they? How dare they hide behind crystals in the background where we can't see? But that should be the 6 coins we're missing out there. And you know what? If you want to just see Yoshi hide for a little bit, then enjoy this little part here where I accidentally hit it. Yeah, I love how Yoshi's eyes just get zoomed out for a bit. And it is very clever just to have the character move on its own for a little bit to really signify that it's drunk. And yep, that little cavern was literally everything I missed out, so. After you got that little cavern, that should be everything. So with that, the level is finally done. And after that, we achieved this little bonus challenge. Wow, we won the 50-50. Nice. And we move on to 4-2 over here. The Cave of the Lakitus. And right away, you see there's just so many different pipes to enter. And of course, if you go to the one that's literally right at the very beginning, that's occupied by this piranha plant, you get into an area. And just be careful, because if you hit this thing, you only get one shot at it. So definitely time it right, so you can hit that, so you can get as many bonus points as you can. And I think this is actually an intended way to go. Makes me curious if I missed anything up above now. Oh well, let's just continue on. And we finally get to see what a power block does. If you just hit it, everything just turns into a star. So it's a nice enemy eradication. Then we just come over here real quick, push this box over here, so you can get yourself the nice hidden star flower that's right over here. Now continue right upwards. If you go left and you start eating all the Lakitus over here. I'm just curious, how many people say Lakitudes over Lakitus? Because honestly, I heard it both ways, and both of them sound kind of right to me. Like, there's no objectively right or wrong way for it, which is kind of weird to say, but hey. What's also weird is that this little trampoline here kind of does nothing. So just kind of ignore it for a bit. Alright, now just hit this button to show you the little area right over here. And this right here tells you the only thing to worry about here is that this magnifying, apparently you have to utilize Yoshi's hover for this entire thing. And be careful. There's 5 hidden red coins here. So we'll just make sure we grab as many as we can. I think that's all of them. If we miss one, then we know exactly where it is, but for now, I believe that's everything. Next thing up you want to do is make sure you hit this turtle shell. And if you screw up, you can always just reset them. I think that's like one of the only times that you could re-enter a hidden area. Kinda weird it's for that one specifically. Oh well, what you gonna do? Right, just make a really tight jump to make it into this little area over here. You see a fly guy right there. Make sure you hit him for the coin and the key. And the key is optional, but you can always play an extra minigame if you want. Both are tricky jumped, but with the key, like I said, play another minigame, another balloon one. And honestly, I think the best way to approach this is just figure out when the ball's gonna blow up, then quickly just wait for the last one to push it onto him for the last second. You know, the real way to play this Mario Party minigame. Then we continue making forward. Make sure you grab all the coins and kill off all the Lakitos if you can. And before getting too far ahead, ooh, you gotta watch that right there. Yeah, I almost died right there. Alright, you gotta angle this perfectly in order to get there. Actually, yeah, we gotta angle this perfectly in order to get this. But where's the perfect angle? Let's see if we can find it. Let's grab as many eggs as we can, and oh look, you can literally just flutter right over it. Perfect. You just need to run and start. Alright, and just gotta time this perfectly for this red coin. And there, perfect. Now we gotta time this perfectly for the flower. Perfect, beautiful. And let's move on. And there's literally just 3 Lucky 2s for no reason before we end up the level perfectly. And with that, we move on to 4-3. Don't look back. And this level is actually named pretty well because it introduces you to these vanishing platforms. Right? And if you see that right there, that actually tells you it's number 1, which means you can only step on it once. And as soon as you land off of it, it disappears. But first things first, you want to climb up here, grab this fly guy right over here, grab his red coin. You already know I'm going to hate this level. Fly guys with red coins? Oh, you know that's awful. And the main way to travel in this area is literally by balloon. You can literally just hop on the same balloon to gain some extra air for a little bit. But it's best to grab a horde of balloons and just ping pong between the two. But make sure you grab everything in this area because there's some few red coins as well as a flower over here. And don't forget these red coins, they're little sneaky little bastards here. As we continue making our way forward. Okay, and you gotta be careful on these platforms because if you lose them, you get not only will you take damage, but it's gonna be really hard to get everything if you lose them. And with that, we can make our way up here to this pipe. Hit this little helicopter here. And I believe in this one you want to act a little bit fast because there's 3 hidden red coins right up there to get, and I believe that's all of them. I am going to rewind just in case to make double sure on everything. But with that, I believe that's everything in this area, so just grab those 3 red coins and you should be good to go. And this is where the real tough challenge starts coming in, because if you get hit while on these platforms, that little bounce Yoshi does for damage will also count as him getting on and off. So be very careful with that. Now you got aimed this perfectly. I did not, but who cares? And right there. Okay, see, look, another fly guy right there. Yep, so let's quickly grab that. Grab Baby Mario real quick. And his timer is shortened because he's been taken by an enemy. Now I gotta be very careful, because these piranha plants are super annoying. And I just know there's gonna be another fly guy somewhere. And now there's a time trial right here. My god. They love pushing arbitrary stuff here. Alright, just come up here, and look, there was a red coin hidden right up there too. So much arbitrary stuff. And now there's a block right there that's only 1 inch in diameter. My god, why would they put that there? Literally, I literally stand on it, there's literally no reason for it to be there, which is stupid. Alright, let's just continue our way forward. Grab this flower coin right up here. Let's grab these coins just in case, but they were nothing. Take a quick glance at our screen over here. Okay, so we're just missing one thing. One batch of coins and one flower. And we just jump up here, and this looks like a hidden area already. So let's take a gander on it. And this is like a really weird thing right here, where we just travel alongside a balloon. Over here, and there's our last flower, so perfect. And you just want to ride this balloon for as much as you can, grab so many coins, that flower. And if you continue to ride all the way to the end, you grab the last batch of flower coins, and the goal. And of course I'm missing one. Great, you know what that means? That probably means there's a fly guy somewhere that I missed. There you are! Oh my god, okay. Literally right here. He literally shows up right here, so if you didn't see... I can't blame you. So this guy is literally the third shy guy you're supposed to hit. Okay. Jesus Christ, I literally played this level too many times just to find him. Jesus Christ. This sucks. Okay, now we got all the coins. Now we can proceed with the level. Jesus. Now we can proceed with the game. My god. Okay, that took way too long to find him. Yeah, now I'm kinda tired. But nonetheless, let's just make it through this little mini boss, where I can finally take my first break. And it is 4-4 Marching Mildews Forest. And right here we get reintroduced to the chain chomps, the background into the foreground. I love when they do this. Holy shit, okay. It seems like the chain chomps here are way more violent than usual. Jesus. Right. And you know what? You know what sucks the most? They purposely put these stupid little enemies in your way. And these enemies are a huge-ass trap. Because if you try to bounce on them, they actually waste so much of your time, resulting into a death. Jesus Christ, I hate these little guys. They literally just exist just to piss you off. Yeah. Well, after that, just continue move on. And right now, we're getting a repeat of the Naval Piranha Plants gimmick, where there's 4 distinct ways we can go. And this quickly just go over to the top left to see what's up with it. Collect all the goodies there. So I just wanted to go top left, real quick. Grab these little 2 coins, where you fight these little bastards again. And I learned something with them. Is that you actually don't have to waste any bullets fighting them. All you have to do is literally just ground pound onto the ground, and they become stunned later on. Again, really, they're not as bad as you think. Which, the only annoying part of it now is they literally just respawn. That's literally the most annoying attribute now. Anyway, just make it past them. Grab these 2 coins right over here. Continue on through the level to collect more coins. And you can literally just ignore all these spiky guys. You can literally just eat them if you want to. So they're really not that annoying. You know, refill on as many eggs as you want and need before collecting this key and heading through the door. And let's head over to the bottom left, where there seems to be a lava area, where after getting all the eggs you need, grab in, climb into the bucket, and be careful because this area, as you might expect, contains little fire bubbles pop in and out everywhere. So be careful with that. And you can literally pick one up so you can start shooting fire too. So you don't even have to waste your fire. And be careful with these fire spitters right here, because if any of that fire touches you, it's an instant KO. And see, just like that, fire instant KO. I literally missed one little middle here, and that platform is a fucking troll. I hate when they do that, but purposely put the last platform to go into the lava. What is this, a Mario Maker troll level? Jesus Christ. Anyway, we come into the pachinko room, where we get to finally play the greatest game that was on the BlackBerry. I believe it was called Brick Breaker. Yes. Where we finally use our eggs to see all the geometry it can create. Yep, just be careful because you want to make sure you have plenty of eggs to not only break all these bricks, but also get every little hidden thing within them. And you want to be throwing these eggs at a pretty interesting angle in order to get everything. And I hate how this egg porter right here, it doesn't actually give you the full egg count, because there's always 2 randomly spawning eggs right here, and it accounts for those within the total mass pool, so it will not spawn any more eggs until you collect those 2. Ready? And just continue on forward through the level. Be careful of the snippets. Right? And just angle everything beautifully so you can grab this flower that's hanging out right up here. And oh look, there's a red bandit over here with our last of our red coins. And you know what? Let's kill this bandit too, because apparently he decided to respawn. Come over here for this red coin. Then we can finally make it through our last area. And you should have 4 out of the 5 4 out of the 5 flowers and 5 more red coins at this point. Jesus, this has been this is a long recording session, I will tell you that much. Where we move on into this room where we have to deal with these cool platforms once again, but also have to deal with these guys, which is, I have no idea what they are or who they are. They just seem, they just are. There's nothing more you can say about them. And already this room is going to be proving quite annoying, because you literally need to keep rations on all your egg accounts in order to make these tight hits for both the flowers and your red coins, because it does not seem to be an egg spawner in here, which is really annoying. Okay, and let's just wait for this guy over here to grab these red coins. Okay, cool, interesting. I'm literally missing just 1 red coin, and now they're offering split path, and now they give you egg spawner at the end of the level. Great. And we come into this room over here, and apparently a key just fell somewhere. Okay, cool. We can literally go down to chase it. Perfect. And it comes into these assholes. Great. The more annoying ones. And, okay, good. All that door just leads you is right back over here. Let's go to this right one. Oh, it literally just brings us to the right side of it. Now we enter to this door. And that's... Alright, so we're missing 1 red coin. Let's just hope it's actually further into the level. But we have all the keys, so let's start moving deeper into the level. And I'm pretty sure I got everything here. So let's just... Yeah, I'm 90% sure I got everything already at this point. So let's just continue on to hope the last red coin shows itself sooner, rather than later. They literally just put in locked door after locked door. And yeah, there it is! Okay, yeah, I knew it. The last red coin is literally right here. So yeah. I literally did get everything. Perfect. And if you ever need some eggs or some flower points, you can literally just get them all right here, which is beautiful. As we make it to our boss room to face Kamek once again, saying, Yoshi! Oh dear. Well, marching mild will pound you to bits. Is it mild or mild? I don't know. Well, anyway, he just enlarges this guy. You know, classic thing. And the way to defeat him is you can't throw eggs at him, but the most annoying part of this thing, of this guy, is that he just breaks apart. And he becomes these little assholes right here. And you know what? Once it gets to, and sometimes if you're just in a rough spot, you literally can't do anything about it. But once he becomes the smallest version of himself, you can literally just scoop him all out with eggs. Thus make this fight so much more easy and manageable. And with that, another level 100%ed. As we move on to Journey 4-5 Chomp Rock Zone. And this level, honestly, not that bad. All this level is literally just pushing this Chomp Rock as far as you can into many different paths. The only issue with it is that, like I said, Chomp Rocks are weird, just because if you're like in a different area sometimes, they just despawn, so you have to redo everything again. And it seems like there's gonna be something hidden here, so let me just push it. And yep, I knew it. There was a secret here. Alright, perfect. Let's move on. Alright, the Chomp Rock is now in this area over here. Let's just pound everything down just to make sure there's no hidden coins. Alright, yeah, definitely hit that. Otherwise your Chomp Rock will literally become trapped in that little area. And use it to climb up here to grab your first your first flower. Make sure you stop it right here so you can climb up here to grab yourself some coins and some flowers. Alright, and right here is going to be a really weird timing thing, where you want to make sure all the pedestals right here are at the very correct height for one straight line for the Chomp Rock. Right, and then get the Chomp Rock into the perfect position. Hit the switch, push it all the way to the end for those coins as well as the red coins. Climb on board to come into this little hidden area over here. Push the rock right over here. And now this level I remember very, very vividly because I thought it had the stupidest thing that I missed out on. Right, as you saw right there, it seems like everything's going well, nothing missed. But what if I told you right there, I made the biggest mistake of all, because I forgot one thing. Can you guess what it is? Well, take your time. Alright, you know what I missed? Apparently, I pushed the rock too far to the right when it was falling down. Yep, apparently, this thing does not spawn unless this stupid little rock right here lands specifically in this spot right here. Yep. Because this thing only activates if the rock is landed right here. Literally, nothing else activates it. Yoshi can't activate it, you can't throw eggs at it. This stupid rock is literally the only way you can activate it. So, now you know why I kind of hate this level right now. Again, it's not a bad level by any means necessary, but it is so stupid that that's the goal it had in mind for it. Because you get, like I said, I easily just, for no reason, missed out on it. And my perfect run the first time. So I'm literally just bringing it up now because I remember vividly about that stupid area right there. Oh my god. Anyway, we just continue on through the level as normal. Yep, and just throw one egg over here. Jump up, hit this thing first. Create a little trampoline. Then throw an egg at the baseball guy. So you throw it upwards to get that flower for you. Again, cool thing, but because of how this level's been going, I'm just kind of pissed off at this point for it. Anyway, after collecting all that stuff, now we can finally continue on. Alright, now we move on to World 4-6, Lakeshore Panshore. Now this level features a lot of interesting water movement that you have to do. And also be very careful with these Shy Guys with red coins, because if they fall in the water, then you'll definitely lose out on it. So just keep a sharp eye out for all that stuff. And now that I think about it, I think this is like one of the rare occurrences that Brown Yoshi shows up. I need to double check that, but I don't think Brown Yoshi is like that common of a Yoshi type. I guess they do need 8 unique colors of Yoshi in order to fill out the whole world creator. Because that's one thing I do like about this game that I kind of enjoyed. It's like how in every level of every world is featuring a different color Yoshi. They do repeat them because, you know, there's only so many colors, but I do like how every level within a world series features a different color Yoshi. It really shows together that Yoshis all work together for a common goal. And it's kind of nice to see that the whole population of Yoshis really want Baby Mario to return back home. Okay, and now for some nice extra secrets, come up all the way up here real quick. And make sure you jump all the way up here so you find yourself a nice hidden door up here. And of course we get another bullshit bandit minigame. And of course it spawns right next to him, so you know what, scum it. Let's grab ourselves a nice 10 card. And with that we're finally safe to continue forward and make it to this nice halfway point. Just continue your way to the right side up here. There seems like there's some interesting things lurking around in this little area we need to explore. And look, we found another side stepper. It's so weird to see these guys over here again. Because, again, they only really appeared in one Mario game, Super Mario Bros. But it's so interesting just to see them here and them moving. Show that like they're actually still really canonical. Alright, and we'll eventually move on to this little interesting little piece right here. Now this thing is really interesting just because it only moves in 2 directions, and the only way for it to actually make any progress is for you to hit it with an egg in order for it to move back and forth. And now the timing can be a bit tricky, especially since every time you jump up or down, it just moves it. But thank God they give you some nice extra eggs up here so you can move it. And with that, you can just go straight left and right so you can get everything. And you know, that's a little thing you can do. If you bounce the egg off the wall and hit it, you can actually grab yourself all the star points you need. Alright, now we move on to the next part of the level. Once again, we see some fly guys up there. Definitely deal with those. We see some Koopa Troopas. Right here, there's going to be one of the more painful shots we need to do. And see, there's a fly guy right up there. And a flower right there. So we gotta make sure we time everything correctly so we can get everything all at once. Alright, and luckily we timed it, so we got the flower right there. Now let's see if we can try to get this fly guy and get the coin. Okay, now that we got it, we can move on to our next stage. Now, even though I failed that minigame, it doesn't seem like any items were important, so let's just skip over to 4-7 right quick to ride like the wind. Alright, and right away we do some nice shell manipulation in order to get this coin. And this level is a bit interesting because it actually utilizes momentum a lot. You see, in order to make progress, you gotta make sure you know how to time your jumps on these platforms in order to get to these areas, as well as these bumpers. Because if you don't, then you're gonna have some nice timing issues. Because I know I had some issues earlier in the recording, just because I was recording without live audio, so to say. I was using my recorded audio, and it's delayed by like a second or so, but that second definitely comes into play. And right away, we get more of these weird duck things again. But now we have an infinite army of their children, so let's continue moving on. And jump on these ghosts over here, because it actually reveals a hidden passage is all the way up here. But be careful, because if you hit that thing and it spawns, and it falls down, it's going to be a bit annoying to get back up there. Luckily, you can do that, make your way all the way on top, pump up another balloon, similar to the one from another level, right for some nice free coins. As well as some nice free 1-ups. Let's see if I have to do that. Oh, no, look, if you do that, you get yourself a nice Yoshi copter right up here. And continue on with all the coins that are written up high above. And it puts you right here for just more 1-ups. Alright. And look, there's a flower petal we missed right there and some red coins. Okay, so yeah, definitely go back. Okay, luckily it wasn't that long of a detour, but still, long enough for you to go back and miss something. Yep, and as soon as we go to the next room, we get invited into these weird, again, these stupid little things that take so long for it to animate just for no reason. Because I hate all these freaking pauses that the game has to do. Because now you have to do that and time a jump on this bullet bill in order to get to this room over here. Where we just have to fight the bandit again and collect more coins in him. But again, this one's actually super easy. You shouldn't really have that much difficulty. And look, he actually boosts me all the way up there. I can actually ride that thing for a little bit. That's actually kind of cool. And then we move on to this little Ferris wheel over here. Make sure to collect all these coins, because all these coins right here are red. And be careful, because it's so easy to actually miss up. A nice little flower hidden up here. And with that, we got everything. Perfect, first try. We just need to grab some more health for Baby Mario, and that's pretty much it. And luckily we got cards for that. And we move on to 4-8. Oh my god, that Koopa looks just like that big fat Koopa from Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. I'll put this side by side and try to figure out its name, but my god, that looks like a dead ringer for that guy. But it looks like we're finally nearing Bowser's Fortress, as Koopa Troopas are starting to become prominent enemies here now. And as we all know from Bowser's minions, Bowser's Koopas are literally the most loyal of all of his regiments, since those are the ones he controls directly. Now this area gets a little bit more annoying, just because there's so many different pathways you can take, and it does lock you out after some certain points. So be sure to make sure you go into these rooms first, grab this star pellet first, and be careful with these arrows, because once you go down there, you can't go back up. And like I said, be careful with these blocks. These ones are just super annoying, but like these are the ones that can be destroyed. So that, as you can see, they're literally starting to combine every little elements. And for some reason, that guy just disappeared for no reason. Great. Now we can't make it to this jump. So we gotta go down, go through here. Now we have to go back up. And this place just becomes a big annoying thing to traverse. Okay, yeah, it just disappears right there. That's annoying. Take the shell. We'll just launch them right through here. Lock that. There we go. There. That's how you get it. You just go into the staircase. That leads all the way up there. Okay, so it leads you to this half, which gives you the key. Perfect, perfect. Now with the key, we just head on down. or I should say, we should head on back up through this door up here. Right over here. And here we get introduced to Lakitu. Yep, and as you can see, he draws his famous fish hooks, which are very prevalent in Mario 64. And he literally just starts to snag Baby Mario from you. Luckily there's a big exit here, so it's not that annoying. And here we meet our remainder of our flower petals as well as our coins, right over here. And we see the gimmick of this room, which is a whole bunch of puzzles. Not puzzles, it's a whole bunch of bricks to destroy. And great, I'm missing 1 coin and 1 power. So let's just hope it's forward a bit more. Okay, good, there's a checkpoint right here, so there's still more, I think. Oh, nope, I don't think there's more. And nothing underneath, great. So I think I did miss it. And now I can't go back, great. So we have to replay this level all over again. But let's see if we can, we'll see what this boss is about. Alright, and Kamba comes in once again saying, "Little Koopa, come through for me now. Go forth and rock Yoshi's world." Interesting to say right there. Alright, Koopa's magic, Kamba's magic works on him. Just turns him really, really big. And stupid and ugly. Now the way this fight works, he literally just charges at you and tries to jump on you. But every time you jump on him, he actually lays some eggs. But he won't give any out unless you despawn all the eggs. So just be wary of that. But you can literally grab all the eggs and start chucking them up once he's getting into a certain position. Hit his head and just continue hitting his head and knocking him backwards. Once you do that, you can just ground pound onto his chest, thus dealing damage. But he does get kind of annoying because he does do some really weird movements. Like for a big guy, he's so agile. It's gonna be this is gonna be one of the harder ones to actually 100%, but still, I welcome the challenge. But with that, 3 times the charge, you crack open his shell, and we destroy him. Thus ending the boss fight. But with that out of the way, let's go back real quick so we can 100% it. Because we are literally missing 1 coin again. Let's see where I missed it. And there it is. I now see where I made a mistake. Did you see it? Because there it is. I saw it now. I see where I made my mistake. Remember a little while ago when it said keep an eye out for all the destructible blocks? Well, that's the reason. I literally missed 1, and I think I had the missing coin I needed. Okay, I'm not too upset, just because it was something introduced in this level. I am a little bit upset that the reward for it is 1 singular coin, which made me went crazy and thinking it was just a random fly guy somewhere again. But no, it's literally a boss encounter room. Again, it just really gets on your nerves sometimes, you know? But we didn't go all the way back to the final boss again. And this time we watch out for all his random attacks. Perfect it. And look at that. This world is 100%ed. Let's go. And with that, we have completed World 4. And we unlock the bonus stage of this world, the Impossible Maze. And again, this is my most fun level in this whole game. Just because it's pretty much just a big Metrovania map. And as you see from my Metroid series, I love Metrovanias. And this whole level is just one big one. Now, I'm not going to spoil too much of it here, but just know it's very important. You just got to make sure you follow the arrows when they're pointing at. If there's ever an area that you think it's a bit too far to reach, just make sure you push a box over into that area. But I will make so, because I did forget one little area here. It's this area right over here. You have to drag this box into this specific area so you can jump on it to get to these last few hidden red coins right over here. Again, that's pretty much the only one that you'll probably have trouble on, so I'll just highlight it for you. But everything else you should be able to find pretty much with ease, as long as you had a good mental note on where everywhere you have been, which places you haven't been. And the bonus stage for World 4 is just that pairing up game. Now this is the one where you can really grind out the items if you really want. Because not only is it like super easy or possible to remember the ones that you want, but it's completely possible in order to get everything. And they can even give you multiple chances. So if you really want some items specifically, you can get some nice rewards there. But with all that, let's just move on to world number 5. Alright, Badash 1. Blizzard! Yep, and as the name implies, everything just gets more and more hectic. And there's some reason there's like a fire god Lakitu. I know that's supposed to be reminiscent of some Japanese god. I'm not sure which one though. But as you can see, he does some major landfall damage, so be careful of that. But you can also just steal his cloud. So you know, it's a cool little trade-off. Yep, so just wait for him to spawn, and make sure you get that cloud. And yep, this level's gonna feature some flying guys, so just be wary for those guys. And you know what, they probably could have gone more ham on this blizzard aesthetic. Sure, the blizzard is like a slight inconvenience, but you can still totally see everything, so it's not that big of a deal. We'll start using these egg items just so we can actually start using them. Alright, and as we go throughout the level, we'll eventually meet ourselves to these little penguin dudes. Now these guys are another interesting enemy because, again, these ones can't be turned into eggs for some reason. And they, like, fully do that. And they fully just slide around, which is really fun and interesting. Alright, okay, right down here over here. Quickly grab that star fruit. That star right over there real quick. Then we can finally go through that door. And now we get into a nice ice cavern. Again, really pretty aesthetic in this one, specifically. It definitely feels like a place to hide some secrets. Okay, so if we go over there, there's the halfway point. Yeah, let's quickly grab it. Grab that red coin that's right above it as well. Right, and this is where the ice cavern shows its fangs, because these ones have ice spikes that need to get knocked down in order for you to traverse. So definitely make sure you have some nice egg movements going around. And watch out because some of them are falling as well. So luckily I like having the ice watermelon for this part particularly, so you can just freeze the penguins and not have to jump that often. Alright, and then we come up to this area over here where fly guys again with some red coins will appear. Definitely keep an eye out in this particular area for them, as well as red coins and the stupid little pillars. They're staple. They love doing it. And that was close. I almost lost the red coin from that side guy just because he was flying while I had the cloud. Definitely keep an eye out for that. But you definitely want that cloud because there's definitely some more things up there, like this pipe. And there's some nice red coins as well as a nice refill for Baby Mario. And now we just continue moving forward. We'll go eventually hit this peace switch over here. And you definitely want to hit, because there's some red coins over there. You can probably just use an egg for them, but it's much more challenging if you get the peace switch for them and make it a nice timer thing. But with that should be everything for this level. Good, first try, no need to replay, that's good. And a bonus challenge? Yep, let's just continue going on until we get the stars. Yep, I go to for that. As long as you get stars, I think that's the go-to for all that. Now we go on to 5-2, ride the sky lifts. Again, this whole area is going to be a nice frozen bazaar. And right away, you can see, we definitely need some penguin movement in order to try to get these red coins up here, above this little prickly guy. These guys are so annoying. And for some reason, we could just barely not jump over that, because they want us to participate with this level's gimmick. But, luckily, you just have to... I'm pretty sure they wanted you to bring that snowball all the way over here, but who needs a snowball when you have a small little penguin? And now we go to the title of this level, the Sky Lifts. Now this is where the penguins show that they can actually fly just a little bit, but they look like they're definitely struggling. But definitely be careful because they put in a lot of BS things here. But partway through, you'll eventually get to this P switch over here. Definitely switch it, but then they try to trick you, because there's actually some hidden red coins that would completely get blocked off by it. So definitely watch out for all that. But after the ski lift, you continue moving forward, and you'll find some nice, interesting snowmen on skis. Again, this level is just so whimsical, which is nice. Yeah, this level is just so whimsical in its level design. It really shows that this is a fun winterland instead of a dreaded barren tundra. See, even snowmen ride the snow lifts. Ain't that cute? Too bad we need to murder them so we can continue forward. And now I've fallen off the level. Great. And this penguin little boost is not enough to get there, so let's rewind, just leave it. And yep, good thing I did, because there's actually some red coins up there as well as a star. So definitely watch out for that. Yep, and just use this penguin to grab this one. Don't even need to jump. You only need to jump when there's another snowman. And these red coins in particular. Again, they really make everything so drastic of a movement in order to try to get everything. And with that, that is everything. And we just ride the ski lift to victory. Nice. And with that, we moved on to 5-3. Danger, icy conditions ahead. Yep, and this is where they finally teach you about the fire melon, even though it's literally been part of the game for a really long time. You can shoot it 3 times, and it allows you to melt some ice blocks. But now they start mixing in so many annoying little things. Because now this is ice physics with water wind pushing you off. So, yeah, fun times. So let's just kill this guy and move on. And after a while, we can actually just start speeding right through this whole level thanks to this ice physics, which is really nice. But just try to be careful around this part. And once you make it to the end, you can find a nice little block up here. And find yourself a nice pipe. It shows you Yoshi Copter. And it gives you a nice little bonus coins right here. And these penguins are just more annoying than anything. And it seems like you cannot get the helicopter a second time, so try to get as many coins as you can. This is a fun little room. No red coins are nothing required. Yep, and they surprise you in this next part by literally having ice lead you straight into insta-death spikes. Again, if you're not ready, you will die instantly. Thank God I had to luckily I was just taking my time for this part. Because my God, that's an evil placement for it. But we're coming up to the end of this level. And for some reason they're putting a bunch of swoonies as well as this one little hut here. Really makes you think there's something more going on. And oh, okay, that's why. It's because this little hut is not just any hut. It's a training room hut that gives Yoshi some skis. Now this part is super hard and super dumb because you only get one shot of this. But thank God for save states. But there are red coins hidden on very specific time jumps, as well as some flower petals in very specific areas. And the rest of them are literally right here, so you gotta be very careful. But luckily, once you get all that, you are finally done collecting, so you can just bum rush towards the end of the level. With that, that's this level cleared. Pretty fun, but some issues, but you know, still pretty good. And you know what? First try, let's go. Got everything. Now we go on to the mini boss of 5-4. Sluggy, the Unshaven's Fort. Unshaven. Now, this castle features a pretty underutilized mechanic up until this point. These weird little pads right here. Because as you see, Yoshi sinks into them a little bit. This becomes very important later on. But as you can see, that little dividend in height it is becomes very important for precise platforming past these stupid spike balls that's our very top. As well as introducing some new monsters, these weird like slug balls that are very reminiscent of Pokeballs, especially when you spit them out, like just like them. Like there's a whole bunch of slime-based enemies in this castle in particular. And we'll make our way forward. We go into this little pipe over here. You find these little slob blobs over here. And you can literally use this room over here just to refill on all your eggs if you need to. As well as do this fun little thing I found out. Literally just juggle that one for eternity against these slimes. That's actually kind of hilarious. Suffer for eternity. And before we go to it, do a precise shot to get this wall broken right up here. And if you do, you're rewarded with another red coin that we need to grab. But be careful, because you need to use a lot of eggs, so definitely go back to that pipe if you need to be. Because the egg consumption in this area in particular is a lot. You make it to this weird little ball, which again has the same about it like physics as like the chain chomp, where if you stand on one side, you will go in that direction. And right now, let's see if there's some missing paths right over here, so let me see if I can try to get that little precise jump. And got it, yeah! Yeah, you can literally go through the stairs if you time a jump precisely to go underneath it, and then through it. Again, pretty hard to do, but it's pretty awesome when you actually get it down. With that out of the way, we see we have some good things here. Alright, 2 fly guys randomly right here. Have some red coins, so definitely grab that just in case. And yeah, let's go over to this right path. Now this is the most annoying part of this run right now. It's just because I think this is actually like split paths, but it's like disguised kind of thing. Because I'm pretty sure there's some optional. I don't know if it's optional or required, but I think both ways have like their own little challenge rooms that are kind of one-shot kind of dealies. And as you can see, there's some dangerous, stupid little pitfalls here for no good reason. So just do your best to try to avoid it. But yeah, as I said, like there's just a ton of slime in this castle, and it's just so weird. They have such weird properties for all of them. Like none of them really feel normal, so to say. Alright, and now we move on to this part of the back cave over here, where there's just a whole bunch of red coins just high above you. Make sure you don't forget those ones. And there's just so many bats around in this area, so you should have no shortage of eggs here. Yep, and just continue following the coin path forward. It literally just tells you where to flutter jump. And with that, you make it over to the next checkpoint, where we do a nice little seesaw stuff now. But if you take a quick look down there, you'll see there's a little path down there. Head down there for a nice hiding little sunflower up there. Yep, and then we get introduced to this weird block. I don't think this block ever gets reintroduced, ever. But it's one of those squash and squeeze blocks, where if you grab on it, it does shrink up. But you can also push it towards against the wall to make it grow larger. Again, it's super interesting, but I don't think it ever comes back. Then we make it to this elevator slime section. It's pretty much a disguised auto-scroller. You just gotta make sure you follow this slime guy here. And be very careful, because they like putting some nice, interesting BS. And definitely make sure you can save up on your eggs, that way you can get every little secret around. And you know what? I don't know what compelled me, but literally, these arrows right here, I felt like they were trying to tell me I needed to go down in this specific area, but no, it's just literally just telling you to duck. Again, it's so misleading. Oh, look at that. Perfect egg shot to get to this flower. That's awesome. And 1 egg right here, so we can have ourselves a nice trick shot. Do that one up. Jesus Christ. Alright. Looks like you gotta boop this stupid little bump here. With that completes this little section right here. And you should have everything by this point. Just make sure to fill up on your stars before going through the doors. And fill up on as much eggs as you can. Luckily, this room is all about just giving you eggs. And once again, Kamek comes back, saying, "Ah, Yoshi, to get this far, you must be powerful. But remember, this slug has no weak points." And as you can see, that's a lie and a half. Because as he grows larger, the weak point is exposed. And this one is actually kind of funny. All you have to do, it's like a time trial. He literally just tries to push you all the way off to the edge. Well, literally what you have to do is just continue hitting through until you get to his heart. And the eggs do ricochet against his body, so you can grab them back sometimes. But other times you literally have to brute force it. And look at that. Oh, so close. I almost pushed me off. But we got him, and he's gone. First try. Thus ends this midway boss. And now we make it over to 5-5. Goonie Rides. Yep, and as his name implies, this level just features Goonies. Goonies and Daisies. It's a nice little springtime area right here. And oh, look at that. Baby Mario almost lost just because I've been a little reckless. And it's crazy how we just went from like a winter wonderland to just spring pretty much in the same world. Felt like the whole world should have just been themed around ice and or winter, but I guess then it would have been too much just like Mario, huh? I guess they wanted to spruce things up. But then at the same time, it kind of feels like they're only like half-assing it at that point. But the first interesting thing you want to do is literally try to land on this Goonie and go up into this little area right here, just so you can get this stack of reds right there. Next, you want to go to this Goonie on the right side and try to enter a pipe. And now we face with our old friends, the penguins. And unbeknownst to you, this is actually a combat zone. You literally just push all the penguins off to get yourself a nice little sunflower. Yep, and just from that little nugget right there, you can tell there's so many hidden secrets in this level already. And for some reason in this world, there's like tons of trapped eggs all over the place. Luckily, they're not trapped since you can grab them, but still, it's super weird. And next we fight with a flying gondola. Now this part is really tricky because there's some hidden paths here and there. Or not hidden paths, but there's some alternate routes you can go. But you definitely need to refresh the helicopter as much as you can. And there's tons of red coins hidden here. But be very careful because odds are if you hit one Goonie, you will fail the level. Okay, it's kind of a bit of a bullet hell. Luckily, you make it to the end and you're good. Let's just hope there's nothing hidden with that helicopter in a later part of it. Yeah, and that's the main issue with this platformer, is I feel like there could be so many hidden secrets all over the place that makes you just want to explore every nook and cranny. But at the same time, it just feels like you're wasting a bit of your time every time you try to look and there's nothing there. Alright, now we make it to this platforming section where we're on a pretty strict timer in order to climb up here, grab all this stuff. Now, what you want to do, you can literally just rush it in first try it. If you don't, then you literally just have to go with a whole bunch of eggs to defeat the boss. And great, I managed to get all the red coins this time, sweet, but I'm missing one flower somewhere. Great. You know, that feels a lot worse than losing one coin, because flowers are usually pretty obvious in their hiding spots. But missing one? Ooh, that feels bad, man. But let's see where I left it. Aha! There it is! Oh my god, I knew it. I knew there was going to be some hidden BS in this helicopter section. Alright, so it's all the way at the very top. That's the only one I missed. Great. Alright, now with that out of the way, we can move on to the next level. Now with all that nonsense out of the way, we can finally move on to 5-6. Welcome to Cloud World. Now this one is a true auto-scroller right at the beginning. So let's just try to survive, try to get as many things as you can as you see on screen. And even though we're in Cloud World, we still have to deal with stupid piranha plants. I guess there's soil up here in the clouds. And it does make sense. This game did take place after Mario RPG. And see in Mario RPG, I think there are plants and stuff up on Cloud World. But were they in pots? I need to double check that, but it's not too far-fetched. And there's also like a lot of sports guys up here. Are they implying that every athlete is dead at this point? Are these the souls of dead athletes? My god, what are the implications here? And if these guys are dead, are the Lakitus angels? My god, there's so much things to discuss here. Well, that's my best effort. That's my best effort to try to make an auto-scroller seem seemingly entertaining. Let's just move on, because like I said, odds are you probably won't miss or screw up anything. Alright, it seems like you can go into any of these pipes. It seems like there's an empty room, but no, in this game, they probably wouldn't just put an empty room, so let's jump around and see what... there it is. There's a hidden switch. And it just gives us some more coins. Nice. That's a fun little interesting room. And now we go into this little thing. Remember those flip pads? Guess what? Now you gotta time it with the baseball guys. They're the ones who control them. Nice, nice. Alright. And it seems like at this part they really want you to be careful with your flutter jump. But after all that, look at that. We found everything, collected everything. Now this level is perfected. Alright, you know what? That one was actually pretty fun for an auto-scroller. Maybe it just gives me something to think about, which is why I appreciate it. Anyway, we move on to 5-7. Shifting platforms ahead. And yep, we're right back to semi-auto-scrollers now, where we just get these platforms that are on a very visible path. And it just gives you a small little example here. But as you can see, if you jump on these specifically colored rocks right here, they start to fall down. And look, and now we get to see Raphael Raven once again, circling the circle Earth. And that's something I noticed they start really want to point out with Raphael Raven specifically, is how his feet just like embed into every surface, allowing him to literally climb up any surface in any degrees that he wants. Particularly with circles. Oh, not hidden pipe, but if you go up to the pipe up here, nice little area where we get in some nice coins. Don't think there's any red coins in here, so feel free to go. Now, this level I remember being, just because it has that same problem as that very first Secret World, where the momentum of these platforms and them just disappearing here and there, they're just so annoying. And right now, as I'm recording this, I just remembered I missed one important thing up there already. You know what it was? That red platform that was off in the distance? Yep, you gotta make sure you jump over to it first in order to get, like, I think it's either more star coins, red coins, or petals. But that is a required thing up there. So just remember that for later. Yeah, this whole level is just a glorified auto-scroll pretty much with the platforms. And it's made even longer if you don't have eggs to help counteract all this stuff. See? You would have been stuck right there and not get that flower power if you didn't have at least 2 eggs right there. So be worried about that. But at least now we get to some actual platforming, where the platforms actually move. However, as you see, the flower power is right up there and some red coins. Now, the intended way is to rush for it, but luckily if you have any eggs, you can literally just shoot an egg and grab them. And I think that's actually the intended method for a lot of this, is literally having eggs at the ready in order to shoot out. But stupidly, they only give you penguins here, which can't be turned into eggs, which I find really stupid. But just keep on your type platforming, make sure you get on top of the falling big ones first in order to try to get the flowers. So I think this level has some good ideas, it's just executed pretty badly just with the way everything moves out. Because you have to go really fast in order to make it this timer appear. And even after all that, yep, there it is. That one path that I missed is literally the deciding, so don't forget about that one. But after you collected everything, we move on to the next part of 5-8, the castle. Raphael the Raven's Castle. Yep, this whole area is dedicated to Raphael Raven. I think one of Yoshi's most reoccurring enemies. So I think I remember seeing him the most out of every game I played. So far, at least, I should say. And like I said, the most interesting characteristic about Raphael is that they literally just are always circling or clawing their way against walls. Always. And oh look, that was bullshit. If you hit the shy guy with an egg far away, but the swinging momentum is still enough to actually hit you. But the more interesting part of this level is literally just this, shall we say, this bullet bill right here. Because this bullet bill is actually going to be used for a lot of things. But I accidentally killed it right away, so you had to just literally waste an egg. But now you're unable to get to this hole right up here. Because as you saw for a little bit, that bullet bill in particular bounces all around the area. And they literally just put like a stupid little ice melon right there just so you fuck up. Again, really bad game design, literally forcing you to replay it if you make that mistake for the first time. But that won't stop me from taking it, because I do want to kill off these stupid little chewy guys. But now that we got it, we can now carefully do some platforming with this bullet bill. And get that flower into coins that were hidden right up there. And now we're just faced with a gauntlet of regular bullet bills. And we get introduced to a new enemy right here. I don't think this thing ever shows up again. It's a little cannon with legs that shoots out explosive balls. There might be something similar to it in Mario 3, but I do generally think this is actually a very unique enemy. But as you see, there's a hidden thing up here. All you have to do is literally just guide a bullet bill from all the way from the right side all the way over here, and you'll be able to jump up and get a checkpoint. And after that, you get introduced to a new mechanic, where this little guy now, right here, you're able to swallow this spinning little thing. He moves a lot faster than the others, but at least now with it, you can actually choose where to place it. So there's no harm of ever losing it or stopping yourself with it now. It's really nice. And as we climb higher and higher, we start seeing the night sky more and more. Goonies are flustering the air, and we start seeing Raphaels all over the place now. And like I said, they love showing off that Raphael can literally just move all across the earth. But you can literally just jump on them and it's no harm whatsoever. And we're right back to my favorite platform. these weird like spectrum grass. Because my god, do they look really cool. Yep, just make your way all the way up from them, and you eventually just meet a wall of Goonies. Why are there so many Goonies in Raphael's castle? Is this like implied that Goonies are a form of Raphael? Is that what's implied? And now I'm missing 1 flower and 7 points. Great. Well, let's just continue moving. And we'll see Kamek once again. And this time he says, "You can! Ha! Well, aha! Never enter the Koopa Kingdom. I banish you to forever twinkle in the heavens. Be gone!" I think there's some translation errors going on in there. But for that, he makes Raphael the Penguin huge, and he launches us all the way to the moon, where he's just literally just able to go all the way up there. Now, normally we cannot beat him in his current size, but luckily the moon he landed us on has funny little pegs right here. Yep, just squash onto the pegs while he's on the opposite side. It goes straight into his ass, and that's how you deal damage. Do that 3 times and you defeat him. Really simple. Then he goes blasting off again, and he becomes the constellation of the night sky. And with that, we defeat Raphael and grab the key to the next world. But as you saw, we are missing 1 flower and a few coins, so let's see where those are real quick. But before we do that, they do a nice little animation where after conquering all the kingdoms of this Yoshi's Island, Yoshi gets magically transported over to the Koopa Kingdom. But before we explore that kingdom, let's quickly go back to find that missing bunch of stuff. And here it is. There it is. Yep, and there it is. There it is. Right in that spectrum room. If you just go underneath all the spectrums right over there, you go into this door over here, where there's a nice little choo-choo train section. Just 100% it, and you'll be able to find everything. Good, and that completes this whole castle and all of its little mysteries. And I will say this train section is actually really fun. I really enjoy my time in the train. Like, this is the most charming part of the whole game, is these train sections. Just because I love the little paints of the Shy Guys actually chasing you once you're in a little train. But yep, once that's all done, you should take a look. You should have every single flower at this point. You should all be missing only 5 red coins. And some of them are backwards on those spectrums, so be sure to go back and grab them. Forced backtracking, so dumb. But by the time you get to these spinning ones, you should have everything. Just keep that in mind. Right before the Goonie staircase. But with that, we move on to Bowser's Kingdom after we perfect Raphael. But before we go into Bowser's Kingdom, let's actually do the bonus stage of this world, Kamek's Revenge. And this one's actually super interesting, because this is the only time, well, one of the only times where Kamek is present throughout the entirety of the stage. The whole gimmick of this one is that it's a really hard platformer, and every so often Kamek comes by to try to knock you down. Now, there's no way to actually beat Kamek at this point, which I find kind of BS, but you just have to work around him and make sure you get everything. However, the most annoying part about this is that there's a whole bunch of egg parts where you need to shoot precisely on a timer in order to get the red flag eye coins, as well as some flowers. Again, that's the most annoying part of this level. But other than that, this level is actually pretty fun. But they also reintroduced the ski section from a different level a little bit now. And once again, you just gotta time your jumps over Kamek. But I think these jumps are a little bit way harder, way more dumber than the last one. Like this stupid little flower jump right here. Thank God they put a checkpoint right at the beginning, so there's literally no need to restart. I just need to get good at this. And you know what? I missed it, but let's go see the rest of the level. Let's see how hard everything else can be. Alright, yep, okay, I gotta jump right there for precision. Literally the only thing. And after that comes... oh, cool, a little plane section. It's actually interesting. Alright, well now let's just suicide bomb real quick so we can get this, so we can get these flowers. There, finally! Okay, you have to literally jump on the dip over there. And you also gotta make sure you grab every single coin on these things, because some of them are red and literally no way of going backwards, which is super annoying. And And that sudden drop from that one platform for precise jump for that flower is just also so annoying. And then a precise jump to land directly on this one for red coins is also... And this level is just so annoying for no good reason. And if you screw up the landing jump right there, you will just die too. Again, they really go all out on these extra stages. They're actually kind of fun. And very challenging though, too. Which is good for platformers to have. It's always good to have a challenging part in a platformer. And yep, it seems like for playing level, if you run out of time, you just die, so... definitely try to find everything as fast as you can. Again, fun for like a platforming sake, terrible for like 100% completion. Because it's not terrible, I would say, it's just super annoying for 100% completion. So now you have to perfect the ski jumps all over again. Okay, again, thank God, I'm getting used to it at this point. Again, muscle memory just for a Yoshi game, that's a bit absurd right there. Kind of very absurd. And just watch out for the Yoshi helicopter section in particular, because it's actually a really long, straight path on the very top up area over there. So definitely make sure you have enough time to do all that platform at the very top. But with that, you clear off this area in particular. And with that, World 5 is 100%ed. Let's go. And the bonus stage for number 5 is that 1-up chance. Perfect. And this is the one where I am 100% confident you can actually time so many, not so many points, but you can actually time and manipulate the RNG in this one. Because I'm certain wherever you landed on, or whenever you push A, the one that's directly across from it is where it'll land. For example, if I push A in this lower quadrant area, it should always land within these 3 areas over here. Now, I have no way of knowing which one I pressed. However, I can always see which of these. It's definitely pushing A within this area, and it's always landing in the area directly across from it in the circle. And that's how you can consistently get the 3 that's up there, if you constantly aim for that 0 or 2 area right over there. I say the 0, the green 0 on the bottom left, is where you want to aim. Precisely. But again, I have no way of knowing. This is just from my own experiences and experimentations, as you see from my save state stuff. But with that out of the way, let's move on to Bowser's Kingdom. Alright, 6-1, the Scary Skeleton Goonies. Now, I have actually a pretty interesting theory about this one in particular, because throughout this whole game, there has not been one instance of a dry bones. Literally, if we see just bone remnants of, it's either Koopas or Yoshis right here, and the Goonies here have always been alive. So I'm wondering if like the Goonies are like Kamek's or Bowser's very first experiments with immortality kind of thing. Because as of right now, it does not seem like Koopas have the ability to turn into dry bones yet. So I'm wondering if this is like an early version of how Kamek was experimenting with the immortality to bring Koopas back to life. Again, just something interesting to think about. Because that's like a fun thing to really think about. If this is all natural occurring, then that means Goonies are gotta be like very close or very similar to Koopas in the family tree, but seeing these dumb little birds being related to Koopas, very questionable. I like my headcanon a little bit better, just because we haven't really seen any dry bones yet. I wonder if that'll change in the upcoming Yoshi games that take place in the past, so we'll see. But yeah, this whole level just requires a lot of spear guys just all up around here. And of course, the aforementioned Scary Goonies. Which honestly, the only thing about it is that they're just now platforms now. Or one-time use platforms, I should say. They literally have no difference other than that they're one-time platforms now. Hey look, a fire guy! I don't think we've ever seen those guys yet. And look, karate guys too. They're busting out all these interesting enemies right here now, huh? I think the only time we ever seen Fire Guy at one point was literally in Paper Mario. And look at that, I could just infinite this guy. Want to play a real fighting game, man? Let's go. Yoshi Infinite, let's go! And then we continue further out the level, and we get right back into the chain chomp land. So naturally, we just want to go fast and... Ooh, wait, not too fast, because this chain chomp just revealed to us a nice little hidden flower right here. Cheeky of them. And great. Now this blocks... Oh no, it's still not blocked off. You can move it slightly with the flutter. That's cool. Now chain chomps are wreaking havoc across this whole area. And luckily, oh cool, that one barely missed. And did that guy just shoot a Hadouken? Yeah, he is. Interesting. Well, the chain chomps are continuously falling and killing themselves, so that's good. No problems there. And now we just go with the scary Goonie minefield. Again, it really just feels like this game, or the developers just had too many ideas for their own good. Because they're just throwing out so many different things here. But now let's trick shot to get this flower. Everything's all good. Make sure to grab as many coins as you can. Okay, we're still missing 4 coins and 1 flower. So hopefully that's right above. Alright, I did this part wrong. Alright, so you want to throw this one, knock this down. Knock this peg over, like up this bridge, to make us a little seed up here. Okay. Should have got that from the context clues, but still. And of course this one needs a key. Okay, good, it's right here. Let's play another minigame with Shy Bandit. And of course it's this, oh, of course it's this BS one right here. Wait, why didn't it blow up? Why did he win from that one? Oh my god, I hate how fucking random this game is sometimes. Like, I really want to know how this minigame works, because Jesus Christ, look at all these save states, and all of these are so different. Like, it's so unbelievably rigged how this game works. I really want to know how this works. Alright, and after dealing with that little headache, we just continue throughout the level like normal. Do a nice flutter drop at this edge right here to get the flower. Alright, and just perform one clean flutter jump for the finale. And that should be everything. Yep, just make sure you got the full 30 before that flutter, and you'll be all good. And you know what, now that we have about 800 and something lives because of all that grinding I did in that slots, I don't think I need to show off these bonus challenges anymore. But we move on to 6-2, the Cave of the Bandits. And yep, as his name implies, this is the homeland of a lot of bandits. And I'm just curious if, like, at this point, is this their home or hideout? Or are they just, like, in cahoots with Bowser and working with them? But you also gotta be very careful, because if the ones with the red coins, they can literally move away from the bandit and you not getting it, and can despawn. So just be very careful with that. But yeah, the bandits are just super annoying though. And you want to make sure you have enough eggs to get everything here. Because my god, you need eggs plentiful in this level. But if you've been good at minigames, then you should have plenty of those egg items for it. And if you deal with a bandit that's literally behind a foreshadow, stick out your tongue beforehand, and you should be able to push them away. Alright, now do some nice platformer here. Make sure these karate guys don't Hadouken you. Infinite them if you need to. And look at that, look at all those Hadoukens they're throwing out. And funny enough, if you continue along with them, they actually never despawn. I kinda like that part in Mario games, where if you follow along throughout the whole level, you can literally drag some of them all the way to the end, for a nice little bonus. And look at that bandit trying to be a little cheeky, guarding that red coin. And it took me a real long time to actually figure that out, because they've been a pain in the ass throughout this whole playthrough. I don't know how I literally just found out right now, but hey, that's how it is. Alright, and you find 2 little bandits over here. Not bandits, 2 little baseball guys playing with this chomp rock. And you can literally just kill one of them, so the rock goes over here, and you find yourself a nice little 1-up. Again, 1-up shouldn't be that problematic, so do it if you must, but it's a fun little thing I found out. By accident, I should say. Alright, and here's Baseball Guy once again. And there are a lot of weird nuisances in this game. It really feels like this level in particular should have like another color scheme or some nice variations of some monsters, but now it's literally just the same monsters you've been seeing throughout the whole game. Kind of disappointing, but I guess it's still a pretty big game, so nothing too ceremonious. You know, it's just so weird to see these common enemies and plants we've seen the whole game right here in this fiery cave. And 2 guys are infinitely playing baseball in that. there. But just quickly mad dash with Baby Mario for the ending. Make sure to get every coin. And you should be 100% golden on this level. And now we move on to 6-3. Wow, 2 100%'s real fast. That's actually really cool. To see if we can keep that momentum up with 6-3 over here. Yep, and as his name implies, there are some spinning logs here. And these ones have some crazy momentum with them. You get to launch yourself to so many areas. And we get introduced to that new enemy type, mini Raphael Ravens. Okay, not that groundbreaking, but still any kind of variety, I'll take. And as the name implies, these spinning logs becomes very problematic, but they could also be manipulated to do some crazy momentum on some certain areas. And just like that, you can get on top of this mushroom. Can I get up to this one? No, it does not. But it's something I can prove I can do. And luckily they put a lot of paratroopers in this level, so that way you can just jump off them. And oh my god, of course they put in these stupid fuzzballs again. Alright, so just be very careful. You don't want to be high while doing this challenge jumps. So just be very wary on that. And make sure to pound this peg in particular for a red coin. Because I like being a little cheeky with it by having them blend in with all these rocks. And you know what? Just out of curiosity, nope, if you continue pegging, nothing happens. Alright, that's good. That's just great to know. Alright, now we just move on from the spinning logs area to an area exclusively for the spinning logs. And I noticed this while during that jump right here, if you actually flutter jump after getting hit by spinning logs, you can actually have a super flutter jump, which carries you a lot higher than your normal one. And if you come into this area in particular, you go into these interesting area right here, where it's pretty much just a maze room, or the Lost Woods, I should say. And as pertaining to the Lost Woods, you just have to follow the correct path, or guess the right path in this instance. Starting position, left, then right, and then right again. Find all these fly guys with some 1-ups. Nice. Alright, then you go left. It brings you to this final room right over here. Tons of coins and star power-ups. Again, fun little Lost Woods little reference. So the pattern, once again, is left, right, right, left. And with that all out of the way, you can continue forward. Or I should say backwards, because we missed this flower in particular, and these red coins right above them. Or next to them. But with that out of the way, let's continue forward. Deal with this asshole, because he's the one who killed me. Grab the flower. Time the spinning log correctly. Move the chop rock a little bit off. Alright. Grab as many star coins as you can. Shoot the flower, and that should be the end of the level. Again, that's something that I feel like this game does well, is like the momentum of where you're standing. Again, those chop rocks with the momentum of one side being leaner for a circle is actually a really cool design. It just sucks it has to be in a game like this where it's kind of underutilized. But it's nice to put a little thing right there for it that's actually visible, so you don't have to do it for no reason. But with that out of the way, we actually make it to our mini-boss really fast, actually. 6-4. Tap Tap the Red Nose Fort. And now this one, in particular, as you see from the title, has a bunch of boos and spiky things. So it's deal with a bunch of enemies you normally can't deal with. However, boos, you can deal with. You just gotta make sure you're looking away from them and shoot an egg to bounce it right back to him while he's approaching you. Again, really cool way to deal with boos in this game. It kind of gets abandoned in regular Mario just because Mario can't do anything against boos. But Yoshi, on the other hand, his 300 IQ plans actually work out for him. That's the brain of adult Yoshi for you. And oh look, it's one of these things. Huh, I wonder if the same thing happens, to where if you bounce on them so many times, they just die. Because that's actually a secret Easter egg in Thousand Year Door when you go into the temple. But it takes so long, and I kind of don't want to see if it's actually true. Maybe I'll look it up. But yeah, those things are just really cool to see, just because he really utilizes the 3D a lot. Right? And then eventually we make it into this room over here, where there's a locked door right over here. There's like a weird pattern right over here, and we see a giant blob terraformed right before our eyes. Now, you might recognize this giant blob. It's very similar to that slime monster we fought a little while ago, except now he's just a common enemy. So all you have to do is just make sure you track down his movements, grab as many eggs as you can, and just keep pounding him with eggs until he eventually disappears, as he's nothing but giant eyes. Then you're able to grab the key, refresh your eggs, and make it all the way back to the other side of the room. I don't know if this is meant, if he's meant it for anything else, but it seems kind of pointless. But after grabbing that, you'll notice that we still have a lot of things to catch up on. That's because of this room right here. There's a bunch of pipes here and multiple floors. Now each of these are going to have a lot of red coins and all the remaining stars. So just be careful and make sure to check every single corner here. And grab everything you can. Because I'm pretty sure you need a lot of things. Well, first things first, let's go to this challenge. So yeah, just make sure you go into every single pipe. And if you do, you'll be sure to grab everything. And I particularly like just going left from right. Just also be careful because you need a lot of eggs for this. Or not a lot of eggs, you just need a really good timing. Because the way to deal with these stupid little red-nosed creatures is literally just to have them bounce into each other. And one good egg toss can deal with all of them. And after you collected everything, just make your way over to this pipe in particular. Go through the hoop, and you'll be making your way out of that little area, and make sure you have the key with you. Now at this point you should be missing 4 red coins and 2 flowers. Now luckily the rest of them are in this area, so just be very careful. And be careful not to touch the lava, because remember, the lava is an instant death in this game. So now, after all of that, you just go on a pleasant little lava ride. And just keep an eye out, because this is where the last flower is going to be. And you only got one pretty good shot at it. Interesting. Again, it just goes to show that these are all just Kamek experimentations before he did it to his own troops. Fascinating stuff. Anyway, we come back and we see Kamek again. And this time he says, "Eek! How did you? I never expected you to get this far. Eee! Now it's over. Your game ends here." Once again, he uses magic once again for this spiky little ball. Now these guys are completely indestructible. However, you can definitely use your eggs to your advantage. Because as you see, he did the wrong room in order for this. Because now we just have to break the floor and get him to fall into the lava. And look, he did it himself. He just created a hole and he literally just jumped in. Perfect. And with that, that's the mini boss, 100%ed, real fast. Man, this level's flying by. That might be because I'm having fun. So let's go to 6-5, the very long cave. Ah, great, I don't like the name of that. And it's an auto-scroller? Dude, sign me up. God damn. And you know what? I think this is like an ice cave, supposed to be. But it's like an ice cave with fire and lava? Jesus Christ. Talk about mixed results for everything. Alright, and I will say this auto-scroller is super punishing. Just because there's a lot of like very small crevices, a lot of fireballs, and a lot of one-time things, like this stupid pathway that has red coins, this stupid fly guy that comes by super fast, as well as enemies that just appear out of nowhere just speeding towards you. Like, this level is just so unforgiving. And it's just an auto-scroller. It's so boring and stupid too at times. Like, it really chills out once you start going upwards, but still, it's like so annoying. And of course, if you touch the lava once, you insta-die, so... Okay. No time for patience. And of course, if you choose wrong, you lose out on some coins and some stars. Yep. And before you go to end the level, make sure you jump on this chomp rock specifically so you can get this door right here. And once you get it, it goes into another auto-scroll level. Great. At least there's a checkpoint for this one. And of course, this auto-scroll has a lot of breakable blocks during it. And of course, there's some nice hidden secrets within some of them. Most of them are just one-up and start, so don't feel too threatened about them. But still, it's just enough to unnerve you. But luckily, after that's done, it takes you to another checkpoint. And at this point, you should be only missing 5 red coins and 1 flower. And now we're just following a whole bunch of goonies. Skull goonies, I should say, for some reason. And then we get to the part of the falling chomp rocks. Just a slight annoyance, but this is where things get really painful. Because now, it starts zooming so fast that you won't be able to get... That if you're not ready for it, you will miss at least 1 red coin or the flower at the end. And there's no second chances for that last bit. and that one's just so punishing. Not only have to align yourself so well, but there's also just the Yoshi moves are so hard. With that, we go to 6-6, the Deep Underground Maze. Ooh. But yeah, that's like literally one of the worst levels in the game. Not as bad as other ones, but still, it's still bad still. And this one, we start off by rolling a chomp rock over to this hill over here. And we line this cage up nice and nicely. And we start making our way down. This one's whole gimmick is just making sure you push a chomp rock all throughout the maze. But be careful, because if the chomp rock goes way too far, it'll despawn, so you have to go all the way back. And there's so many of those spiny red nose losers that it's kind of a requirement. And it's all about keeping momentum on the stupid rock, because if you even stop for a little bit, then there's not enough time to push it and make it past fireballs. Again, this whole thing is all a giant timing thing, and sometimes it can just be so out of sync, it's unbelievable. Again, this one, it wouldn't be so bad if the game didn't do this whole respawning thing. This is one of the examples where the respawn rate for it is just so abysmally bad and stupid and terrible. And all that just so you can get a key to lead you right back to the beginning. But once you get that key, you just make your way down, stop halfway, that way you can get some red coins and some nice refills. And here, a puzzle to you starts getting represented, where we have another fight guy over here. He'll be important later on, but for now, let's just move more downwards. You see a door over there with some red coins. You see some nice, interesting things up here. Hit the one in the middle so it can give you a flower. You can do that now or later on. I'll explain later on. You're going to present with two doors, one to the left, one to the right. Let's start off by going to the one on the left. And here we can present it with more puzzling rooms with the karate guys and sniffing. And we start seeing numbers on the wall, 6 and 3. They don't become relevant in the slightest. Again, it kind of felt like they were aiming for something, but nothing. I don't think anything ever becomes of those numbers. Alright, but all you want to do is just aim upwards in this area over here. And it'll drop a pad. We're talking all the way up to this flower over here. And that's where things get interesting, because now we have to deal with two fight guys over here. But just quickly avoid them, go through that little hole, make your way all the way down, grab the red coins, grab the key, and this is where the path gets revealed for you to move on. Just aim your egg upward right here. Get the fight guys right there. That's a nice little reminder. Jump on up and you'll make it through the area over here. Alright, and now we just continue on to finish off the level. But as you can see, we're still missing a bunch of stuff. And guess what? It was all because I believe we didn't go through the right door. At all, literally. We didn't go on the door on the right once. And I bet you that's where all the remainder stuff is. Which is a shame. Because this level is just really fucking annoying to deal with. But gotta do it again now. So, be back after that confirmation. Alright, actually, never mind. The stuff that I missed is actually in this room on the right side. You literally just go into this little passageway over here, start making your way all the way up. When you make it to this pad right here, make sure you're doing medium jump so you don't go too high, so you can hit these hidden red coins. And finally do a big jump to make it all the way to the top. And that literally should get you everything that we missed out on. But with that out of the way, we finally move on to 6-7. Keep moving! Yep, and as his name supplies, this whole level's gimmick is literally just based around you needing to keep going. They have tons of one-hit paths. We have a chain chomp following you, and for some reason, the chain chomp isn't actually a surface, so just be wary of that. We have platforms that constantly move. We got spikes everywhere. My god, literally everything. You just gotta keep on moving, and don't get distracted. Literally, that chain chomp distracted me, and it caused me to not even see that the platform was ending. Again, that's so rude of them to do. Right? And then before making your way upwards, go onto this path over here with all the... Alright, before going forward, go to this path up here, go upwards, because this is where the hidden path is. And for this path, all it is just a bunch of fly guys with red coins. Don't want to miss out on that, so make sure you grab all of them. Then start making your way to the left side, where you just have a bunch of spinning platforms. Try not to get dizzy, as all this is happening. And try not to fall down, because there's a bunch of spikes at the bottom. Afterwards, it's another chase sequence by Chomp. You should be able to get all the red coins there. There's only 2 of them, or 2 or 3, I believe. And after that, it's just a slow little ride. A conveyor with some whiffs here and there. And yeah, this whole levels thing is literally just showing you every single kind of thing that forces you to keep on moving. The platforms, the enemies, everything's just designed for you to keep on moving. And after going on this little coaster up here, it really feels like I missed something. And now we're going to an area where it's a lot slower, but now there's a bunch of destructible terrain. And look at that! Destroying your way down, diagonally down right here, shows that I did miss something. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna take the L, fall on down, and see where did I miss something. And oh boy, I have to go through this slow-ass carousel once again. So, let's see. Where could I possibly have missed something? I actually have no clue. But luckily, since this whole area just can be terraformed, you literally just need to start shooting your way up and around towards everything now. And they literally give you an endless supply of bombs to do so, literally just start shooting your eggs around and you should be able to find everything. Oh no, here it is, it's literally just further up. And look, you can actually cut across this whole area thanks to that shortcut we made a little bit ago. But it does eventually see like we do need the platform again, so just take that thing all the way down, it leads you to that little spinning circle again, and you should be able to make progress on this level again. But anyway, just continue forward, you eventually make your way to this spinning wheel of death. Inside there are two little star spawns, or star points to grab, so you definitely grab those if you're low. And to the left is a little mini game. And this is the longest form of this banded balloon burst it is. So let's see if we can first try it. And no, we cannot, because he kind of like obliterated that last one. So let's just say Skymet to see what we get. And it's just a 3-up. Great, nothing useful. And we'll just continue on the level, and there we get to be Super Baby Mario now. And it's very short-lived, like literally the shortest lived one there is. Like it feels like there's no reason for it to actually be a super power-up right here. Because there's no way for you to get more. Again, it's a false sense of security right there for it. As you get swarmed by bandits right away. But interestingly, an interesting mechanic they literally never explored until just now is that bandits can actually activate the drop-down panels. So just time an egg toss right over there and you'll be able to grab yourself one of the last star petals over there. Then just continue moving forward, go all the way to the right, then immediately start making your way all the way left. Make sure to grab everything in between all these areas over here. Because this is where the last of the red coins are. And be careful, because as soon as you go down the pipe for progress, you get swarmed by bandits once again. And with that, that ends the level. So just be careful of that if you want to perfect it, without using items. And with that all set and done, we finally make our way to 6-8, King Bowser's Castle. And right away, they start off as a plane segment. And remember when that one bonus area with Kamek? Yep, he's back patrolling the forest right before the castle. And this beginning stretch is actually super fun and very difficult. See, all you want to do is literally a straight line that has both the flower petals and all the red coins. However, Kamek is high on your tail, so you gotta literally dodge and weave so you can try to get everything you can. And also make sure you grab every helicopter you can, that way your timer doesn't run out. And try not to get hit by any Goonies, because one Goonie is a death. Again, they really wanted to make this part of it as difficult as it can be. Which again, really good idea for them, but my god is it get tedious. Especially how momentum works in this game, it's just so tedious to control sometimes. Just it really feels like Yoshi carries a lot of momentum with him. And it could just be so annoying. And then we come into this weird part of it, where you throw an egg at a specific thing, and as you see, every single one of those doors had a number on them. And I think every time you play this level, you had to hit it, and a different door will spawn. So your flower petals and everything else can be completely different. But for this one, we get number 1, and we get a whole bunch of spikes and lavas to deal with. Great. Now in this one, you literally got a carved path, safe paths for Yoshi to go forward. Because there are literally no safe paths, and they literally only appear for Yoshi only for a brief window. You know, the platforms always sink into lava. You have to literally carve out enough room for Yoshi to hide in from the spikes. You have to teeter-totter your way for both red coins and the flower mode. Yeah, this level just shows a lot of ways to insta-kill you. But with that, you should definitely have at least 15 red coins and 4 flowers right now. Then comes a 1-on-1 match with Kamek. Now this one is really reminiscent back in the Super Mario Bros. Series, the 2D platformers, where Kamek does the same gimmick where he just shoots magic at you, and you have to avoid him or get him to shoot specific barriers in order to try to platform all the way around him or towards him. Again, it's crazy that this gimmick, that gimmick has been around all the way back from Super Nintendo, and not even with the Mario game, but with the Yoshi game. And look at that, you can literally get him to drop down, but it really doesn't do anything. And as you come up, this should be the last pair of coins and the last flower, literally right up there. So be sure to grab that from Kamek. And with that, that should be everything. And this is the final boss, King Bowser, right here. And with that, Kamek greets us once again. Yo! Are not welcome here. Yoshi, please hand over the baby. Oh dear, what to do? Young Master Bowser wakes. Kamek, it's too noisy in here. I wanna go sweepy bye. Then Bowser just murders his assistant. Huh? What kind of green donkey is that? Looks way fun. Me wanna ride. Mine. And with that, we now do a 1-on-1 with Bowser. Now, the way to beat this fight is you literally have to play fire with fire. This whole room, it's not just Bowser who does the ground pounding to do shockwaves. You can do that too. And in fact, you just gotta make sure you do that, and while he's not up on the ground. So you just hit him with 3 shockwaves, and he'll go down real easily. Yoshi, why did you do this? Young Master, let me help you. Here! And sprays Bowser with his magical formula once again, showing us the very first canonical time Bowser has transformed into a super huge creature. He's so big, he shatters his castle and emerges from the background. And we get the very interesting perspective of Yoshi looking in the background towards him. Now, this fight is super interesting, because now you have to try to aim for Bowser in the background with these giant eggs that show up while trying to dodge all his attacks. And even though it's in the background still, you still get to aim, but where you aim determines how high and far the trajectory can go. If you want to hit him further back, you have to aim more higher. If you want to aim for him a little bit closer, aim a little bit lower. But you always want to try to aim for him in the middle area, because that's the most accurate way you can portray this with this weird perspective. But every time attack phase of him ends, he walks a little bit closer, changing where you need to hit him. So just be wary of that. It's going to be super easy just to hit above him and below him. So trying to find that sweet spot while trying to dodge all of his bullets can be a bit of a pain, but not impossible. And after a few hits, he literally starts terraforming the land again, and he starts rushing towards you. Look how fast he's going now. And when he's going this fast, you need to hit him 4 times before he goes down. And look at that. I pretty much just sped around that last half, right? There. And with that, Kamek comes back. How dare you? It's not fair. You're such a meanie. Someday we will be back. You'll see. Wow. And with that, Yoshi's story comes to an end. Yoshi goes to the right. He sees baby Luigi huddled up and the stork tied up. Thus do tomorrow. marvelous teamwork of the Yoshi clan, the twins are reunited. The captured stork is freed by Yoshi and sets about his duty and finally makes the long-awaited delivery. Thank you, Yoshi. The twins will meet the parents soon. And thus we see Yoshi rooting across Bowser's territory, destroys the castle, and a nice Yoshi flag showing this is Yoshi's territory now. Comes on by. And we see the stork escape to deliver the twins. Thus ends Yoshi's Island. And honestly, this was a really good game. I really enjoyed it. Like, it was crazy like how good this game got. Like, I could definitely see why people consider this the best Yoshi game. But it does have a lot of flaws. It has the Yoshi formula for sure. The one that started their success and ongoing. And every subsequent series kind of just did it worse and worse from what I hear. Having two different kind of collectibles just kind of ruins everything. That's why in Super Mario it's always just so much better. Just having the 3 star coins in order to get. And that being it. Sure, the only other time they ever did any kind of other gimmick was in Super Mario Bros. I think it was 2, the golden one, where your whole goal was just to try to get 1,000,000 coins at that point. But that was just a substitute everything kind of thing. And then in Mario Wonder, there's also the purple coins, but those are just cosmetic, not really required. Only in certain areas. But this one, in order to 100% it, you literally need to get everything. So many coins, so many flower petals. It just becomes overbearing and just kind of drags the whole experience down. But with that all said and done, let's continue on to the very last part of this game, the final bonus stage. And look at that, after you restart it, you get a brand spankly new banner showing that you 100% everything. And look at that. 5 stars, let's go. Let's check out the bonus stage first to see what that is. And, oh, of course, it's the slots. It's the one that we've been doing throughout this entire Bowser Koopa Kingdom right here. So if you want to get good at slots, here's your practice arena. But enough of that, let's move on to the final stage, 6 Extra Castles Masterpiece Set. And honestly, I feel like this thing could be considered the very first Champions Road. Because this is what puts people to the test, really shows every gimmick and every kind of thing meshed together with Yoshi. And of course the first gimmick is the very slowest one with the slime guy. Now get those ones out of the way. And of course this one also has the 20 coins and star flowers to collect. So let's continue on this turn for the final time. This one starts putting up all the stops. Right now we got this stupid little momentum carrying thing. Every time you step on it, more momentum comes up. After going past all of those, you want to be very careful because now you can't jump too high or else you get hit by spikes up there. And then you want to fall down, but not to the spikes, but both to the left and right for coins and star. And luckily they're even nice enough to give you a halfway point. Again, really nice of them. And now things get trickier, because now we go through platforms that go way too high and way too close to spikes. So just be very cautious of that. And then we make it to the hardest part of the level, where we go through a whole barrage of spikes and a whole bunch of conveyors. But this time the conveyors spell out Yoshi. Again, really cool homage. They always do this in every Mario game. They always gotta make sure that you spell out either Mario or thank you at the very end. But after making with that turmoil, you make your way to the easier parts of the level, where it's just a vertical platformer. And it's so slow, so tedious. But make your way all the way up, and try to be careful on the way down, because they're also going to be throwing things at you on the way down. And I don't trust myself to literally just ground pound, because I can see this game doing something cheeky. And then you go into a high tide, but don't get jump scared, because it's literally just an auto-scroller at this point. Yep, and if you jump once, you're probably dead. So literally just trust the game's instincts, ride the whole thing to the end, and bam, you just finish off the very first challenge, the quote-unquote challenge road of the Yoshi series. And honestly, it was pretty good. It was challenging, it was difficult. It's definitely cheesable with items. But with that, we have completed every single stage, 100%ed it. But this game, it does not reward you for it. Literally, there's not really that much of a reward other than like the title screen changing. Again, kind of disappointing, but hey, it's an old NES game, what could you expect? Other than a sense of achievements. But with that out of the way, there is one little thing I do want to share. There is one cool little cheat code that's hidden in this game, and it's literally right here for the main menu screen. If you input this code on screen right here, it actually unlocks a hidden menu that does a fun little co-op thing. Yep, you remember those Bandit games? Well, if you wanted to play them again or against somebody, you can literally just type in this cheat code, it pops up, and bam, you could be playing Bandit minigames right here and there. Really shows you that this whole game, literally, it counts for everything. Again, cheat codes like that, really fun. Bring those back. But with that all the way, that should be everything of Yoshi's Island. Hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time, later.